Fuck. There we go. I couldn't hear myself. No. There we go. Okay. Holy shit. Woo!
Right from the beginning,
We made it.
Strong. We're gonna find out with your casters is Vans and Lemon.
What's up, chat?
Thank you so much, Triad, ladies and gentlemen. Blacklight.
It is I, Blacklight, the best gaming cherry competing in North American
Vans is so based.
I agree, Vans. Great analysis. We're going to be heading into the most exciting match, I think, of this whole tournament. Oxygen versus Turtle Troop, now reformed as a DarkZero. Incredible. I mean, it's the mid-season cup finals, Vans.
So
Get in your chair. Get excited.
Woo! Get me in here!
Can we get in the game, please? Can we
What
get
is
in the
this
game,
guy
please?
doing?
Jesus. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, this is definitely going to be a very fun game. It's
Oh.
a back and
All
forth.
right.
It's been gone through so many series between these two teams, from challengers to off season, going head to head. But always Oxygen most of the times getting the upper hand out of these series. I think they met each other like 6 times so far,
Okay.
where Oxygen has defeated DarkZero most
Here we
of
go,
these
guys.
times. But this is going to be a very
What a
interesting
matchup.
map
What
and an
a
opportunity here for
matchup.
DarkZero to really come back in the game on Lotus. Because
Last time Oxygen racked up
haven't
so
always
many
been the
rounds on this
best
attack
on
side.
Lotus, and it came out with a different comp change. And if you witness
Anti-push
this,
setup
they
over
played
here
this
right now
against
with that
M80 the
deadlock.
last time, and their attack side was, or even their defensive side wasn't the best. So you're hoping for them to get as many rounds as possible here on the attack as they start off on this side as well. And then we'll see how the story will switch around here when they're going to play the defensive side.
Oh wow, they
Both these
dinked
teams
him, I
just
think.
became allergic to running
They
Cypher
just-
all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I like, I do like the deadlock there from Dapper. They're going to continue running
Ooh.
exactly what they did before. When they
Damn,
won in
this
OT
breach util's
against
so
M80.
good.
One of the best teams, but DarkZero B-Dog
Holy
has
fuck,
to
they're
hold
so
down
low,
on the
man.
defense, and Oxygen are getting crunched at the corner.
This
They don't
is
know
an
how to
insane
advance.
round from DZ.
And really,
What the
progress is
fuck?
going backwards. Just Oxygen didn't know how to get out of that spot. They didn't know how to fight back. They got
I mean, both teams have to win. This is an Elim game right here, Kazi. I know that's crazy as fuck. Like, this is so early for both of these teams. I mean, top 2 teams in mid-season cup. This is elimination, best of 3.
especially in a high-stakes tournament like this. Scuba is going to at least get some orbs going as best as he can, but it's just delaying the inevitable.
Pretty much, and you're noticing as well that they're playing a double controller comp, which is going to make things a lot more difficult as well. In terms of, usually you see a Gecko or a Breach, some extra utility to really try to support your attack redux going into the site. But this time around, you kind of just had your Scuba staying far behind, because with this comp as well, you have to figure out where the pressure would be coming from here from the defensive side. So you almost
the main
were
broadcast
defaulting
channel?
a bit, having Elite Lurk,
Is
which
it
also
toxic or something?
didn't allow for you to have a paranoia to flash your teammates into the site as well. So the stack that you had from DarkZero
stomach
to start
hurt.
things off, super easy for them to close things out and get a strong upper
Okay.
hand here. We already have an outlaw
Smoke,
coming
so
out
they
from
could get this
Corey as
space.
well in the second round. A high-low setup with B-Dog. They're probably going to try to walk peek, even avoiding this haunt. This is going to do huge damage.
Yep. Did enough damage to kill someone too. Wow. Corey,
I need a
first
breather.
blood. Oxygen starting to follow the
fuck.
definition of
Breath of 3.
insanity. Going to sea, just hoping to walk in, do their best, and you know what's not at sea? A Killjoy. And you know where Oxygen are going? Where the Killjoy is at B.
And thankfully, there's in this bonus round that you currently have here for the defensive side, you haven't really placed both of your nanoswarms either, so there's still an opportunity to really walk in. But you kind of have a 3-man stack with this turret. And Timmy the turret is going to spot the guy is trying to come in here.
Oh my god. Training practice.
Adder is
Someone like
owning right
Adder.
now. What is
Even
he
with
at?
The turret too. Even
5,
the turret gets
6?
in on the action. DarkZero have not been touched at all. It feels like they are very
5-0.
chilling. Now they can bring those weapons into this round as well.
What a
Full
start.
buy up for Oxygen. Hoping to have a good gun round, because there's not really
I
much
know,
potential
right,
in
Savage?
these offenses.
Or
Or
Sav
utility
G?
on the
Not
site.
sure if it's
Even
Savage.
on the first pistol round, they kind of walked in, sat in a corner, got shot, and went to round 2.
Man, that's the thing though. For
That's
DarkZero,
true,
they're
Wars, that's
not
true.
afraid to play out in the open in these high
Alright.
lows, because they're not going to face
We just
against
got Deadlock
big
holding this
flashes
B
aside from the
push.
paranoia if it's well
Quad-
timed. So
quad A.
they've given their tail a little bit for the last 2 rounds that they don't mind facing against
like
the
the haunt
action at the
actually
very
went through.
beginning and even break the util that's going to come towards them. So Oxygen are going to have to start realizing that a little bit more and work that map a little bit better and maybe try to leverage Mitch more. And you're already looking here, 121 left in the clock. There's no Prowlers, there's no Haunt. So what else do you have when you're going to try to enter the site as a group?
So they fake this, they get the fade out here solo, open the door, insinuating we're pinching front B.
And Mitch has been opening the
But
B line
actually,
door,
it's
and
a
this
quad
rotation's
walkout
from
A.
C, like Corey was originally holding the
Wow.
Outlaw
I like
around
that.
the tree in the stairs area on the right side
Like
of the
that a
map, and
lot.
now he's been pulled towards B, and now they've cleared that. Where is Oxygen? There were smokes blocking these two teams. Oxygen, no, they have this window to
So immediately
engage.
evacuate site.
They're
We're
already
probably
getting
going to see that a
set
lot.
up.
This must be
On the other
planned.
side, a Prowler was thrown from
They must have
Stellar
talked
just
about
to
giving up the
see,
site.
Is there anyone on the site? Even the Haunt was thrown, but only on the one
Jeez,
half. Oxygen.
Wow, he
they're
got
playing
him.
for free.
It did a
and
lot,
another
actually.
first
No,
blood
I thought
goes
it did
in the
more to
way
Scuba.
of DarkZero. So Oxygen,
Great
this team
combo.
play, it's a little too cold. It's not spicy enough. And Corey even misses the satchel on top of the box. What is going on?
Yeah, well, at least they have all the group there, so this is going to
Still
be
a
a very
hard
good
retake
flood. There's
shot.
still flashes, aftershocks. They can still do good damage on the retake here for DarkZero.
That's a good
And
seize.
DarkZero on the retake. Now Adder missing.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get
on the
this
post
retake.
plant. Oxygen have eyes on the spike as B-Dog, and we did. No, they have to fight through this. The smoke.
Good
it's not
kills.
gonna be enough.
Even though they don't win the
And
round,
yeah,
it's
the
still
kills
very
come
good kills.
DarkZero's way, but the defuse is not gonna have enough time, so Oxygen will have signs of life.
This is
Dapper
so
might be
huge
close to
still
ult,
for
though.
DarkZero. Even you saw the push coming in from Oxygen. Yes, they moved in as a group. They had the perfect wall towards the staircase, but they played further out. Look at the line. 3 of them playing outside for a spray. So yes, they blocked the staircase, but everybody's just watching that
bad
one
boy.
singular line, which then means
it
everybody else
out.
could still flood from tree side, from right side of A site, and it was free for them to take for DarkZero. And when you mention the amount of utility that was still left for B-Dog, it just makes it so much better.
Okay,
for
Dapper
you,
one off of
to
ult,
fight
mound
back
control here.
against
They're gonna fight for this
Oxygen
orb.
on the post plant. They lost every single one of their
fuck. This is a
players,
trap play
and it
for
was
Mound,
DarkZero's
chat.
bonus round. So they have an opportunity here for
Okay, they're gonna push B actually.
to get their economy reset. Oh my god, that was a nice try.
Corey is so
Ooh,
good.
I like
that
this.
was a well done steak, and no one loves that. But
This might
I'd love
work.
to go get him play, thinking
This
maybe
might work.
Oxygen had a weaker buy than they did. They went for light shields, and some Vandals picked up.
Oh
Checking
no!
out, they looked both
That
sides
could
of
have
the
gotten
road.
so much
Attempted
more.
to anyway. At least it was a trade.
Something common that we've seen in the past too with this type of composition, where you try to go
Yeah,
for
it's better
a
that he got one,
fake
right?
C's and then you went for the rocket.
I
usually with the
understand why he did
showstopper,
it.
but
He
this
thought he
time
might have
Corey
been in
tried
the
to do it with the
periph.
rifle behind the paranoia, which allowed their lead to get that forward position in the boxes. He had a perfect sneak attack onto Verno, but not enough here. Didn't know how many players were behind him, so he got traded out quite easily. So now things calmed down for a bit for Oxygen. They have an opportunity.
Yeah,
to really
the way Verno
reset the
cleared it,
economy
like,
of
made him
DarkZero on
panic
their
a bit,
side
huh?
now, as they have the player advantage. And on top of that, now that you've lost your Brimstone, thankfully, this double controller setup that you have, you still have Scuba that allows for you to
Going
smoke
back
inside
to
the site. You
Mount.
just saw the second smoke.
Stellar
come back
just
up,
playing
they're
this
grouping up
close
together,
line.
and this is going to be a hard hit.
It's
towards
scary
you,
because there's
where
still a
Stellar will have
Prowler.
to be ready for this. He's at a one and done position.
He's so
Hoping to
fucked.
take someone with them. We'll call the orb being tapped, and there's all the util being dumped in. And did Redux get hit by his own breach util? That really messed up his entry. Either way, Stellar capitalized. It got
Good
more than
damage
what he
right here.
bargained for. Annihilation, though.
Oh,
is
he's so
kidnapping
close.
Stellar.
Imagine.
7 seconds left for Oxygen.
He
to
would have
fight.
actually-
Get away with it unless Adder.
No time, no time.
And that will win.
What a
the
play
round
by our
for
sub
DarkZero.
chat.
B-Dog once again, even getting the last kill onto Mitch. So
Our
yeah, the
sub
breach
coming
fault line
in
was a good
clutch
call,
right
but it was
there.
actually a fault line that came out from DarkZero. You saw the positioning from B-Dog just playing towards the door. So with Stellar playing that one and done position, and he hears the execution coming in,
That
he's going to
is
call that fault line
false.
straight through.
HS
That's going to fully
snapping.
stun Redux, get the kill. It's a one
That is
for one,
absolutely
but then
false and fake news, and I will not stand for that nonsense up in here. Oh, wow. Good job, Eliza. You're the best.
position just didn't allow Oxygen to really set up.
How you
and you
been?
saw
It
we
looked
did play on his own there for that kill.
It looked like the offensive breached the way that it was lined up towards the site, but yeah, they don't have that,
Thank you,
so
chat.
that makes
Thank
a lot
you.
of sense. Oxygen will be peeked at by
fucking with you.
Stellar opening up tree door, and this will
Oh,
get
I was like, is that
Outlaw
crack available?
to set up, getting
Nice
the elbow of
shot.
Mitch, getting
Good
the
little
spike
cheeky
down,
kill.
satcheling out is big, and now Weeded has a crossfire at Baby Door, hasn't actually broken the door yet, and this will be off the contact of DarkZero being near the A site. This is some good paint shells too from Corey just to
How
pressure them
are
back. And now the Prowler
how are
too.
the
I mean,
turtles feeling today?
Oxygen are just
are
eating
they
Util for
feeling?
breakfast. Now knowing Stellar.
Are you
or
guys
that
feeling
someone
like
is intrigued,
breathers
Oxygen are
or
gonna try and
turtles?
crunch on it, but it was bait all along. Corey with the
He got
showstopper
two!
gets two! And
What?
it's a quadra kill for the duelist to give DarkZero the win.
And Weedig is back with mopping the last kill with the backstab, and that was perfectly played there. I thought it was pretty much over for Corey when he was playing with an outlaw, trying to go for no scopes in a pick, but thankfully he had a showstopper to really not allow Oxygen Esports to get into the site and get into positions for a pulse plan for their Thrifty. So not only that, you saw the amount of util that went around too that allowed Corey to get so many successful kills.
Are there more
with that
turtle fans in
showstopper and
chat?
ring within that site,
Or more fans
and
of
again,
breathing?
This is a round that's running away here for
More
DarkZero
fans
so
of-
far. Oxygen only playing this
And
map
Adam.
twice so far since stage 2 and lost every single time.
Oh,
Yeah, look,
Corey tried it again. And just Oxygen are very aware
What a
of this.
fucking take.
Stellar, is he
It-
gonna
this
wanna
ta-
creep
this
past
comp
the
is
smoke?
so
That would be
powerful
really
on
ambitious.
attack. Like the fact that they have 4 rounds right now, chat, is fucking huge for them. It is huge for them right now that they have 5 rounds or 4 rounds. Sorry, maybe I actually spoke the 5th into existence. So
You don't want to be too over eager.
Yeah, it might be over too. I mean, you look at the utility that's left. We were praising how much B-Dog had in that second round that they had on the
Snake
anti-eco, what he did on that third round for the bonus. But this time on an early 5 versus 3, when he was trying to unload the payroll,
we're
to
bringing
support
back
DarkZero
the
to fight back
Mulga.
against the
I
showstopper
can't
arena
believe I
and
remembered the
can't get
name.
any
I
kills.
can't even
You're
believe
playing a
it.
5
It's
versus
in my
3 now. For OA.
It's in there forever. It's in my brain forever. If I remember it today, I'm gonna remember it forever. The Mulga snake and the King Cobra. The King Cobra significantly faster, way bigger.
And then he just kind of flip-flop on the side of the
But
door.
also,
and Dog
King
can get the
Cobra's
read.
fighting each
So
other.
Oxygen have an opening. They've dwindled.
Actually,
DarkZero
no way.
down
I
to
learned they
2
weren't
members.
fighting
And
each
this is
other.
how Oxygen-
I forgot the twist at the end of that movie. Actually, fuck, they weren't fighting. Actually, never
This is
mind.
perfect so far for Oxygen.
Never mind.
They're moving in to get these picks. They got
I
entry to the
actually
showstopper,
forgot
and now they can
how
go
that all
back
played
into,
out for a
I mean, this
second.
comp in itself already,
Uh,
you're forcing yourself to be or
okay.
very explosive as a group towards one end, or default a little bit more. And I think the next round is going to be a little bit more quiet, where you're potentially going to try to leverage the next ultimate that's available here, so you can cycle the next one. That'll be Verno
Yeah,
with the
exactly,
orbital strike rather within the next round. So I wonder if DarkZero want to try to challenge this a little bit more on the C mount at the very beginning, just because again it doesn't feel like you're able to get out too quickly or well enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded them actually. That's a good question. Why save a bulldog? I mean, like he could have bought had he died. He would have had ult if he died. There's some reasons actually to just go for some economic damage. He passed it to Corey. He's like, "Yo, I got this bulldog, bro."
This has been some successful pushes towards A to get the job done.
They
Now
needed
C
the
has
job.
been a different beast for them, and I'm not seeing Adder switch up the setup here for this Killjoy to maybe want to go towards A or C, but now he's more set up on the C side solo, hoping that DarkZero stack more at A.
And you have a perfect
I'm
read for
trying to see what
DarkZero.
you're
So
disagreeing with
Satchel's coming out, the haunt. No flashes to come
What did
behind, and
Kazi
that's where
say?
it was going to get difficult usually to try to
DZ
take
should be
control of the
better off
rubble
on
that I was
paper.
trying to say before.
Dude,
But it's not
what?
really a challenge yet for
DZ is
DarkZero. They're gonna
insane,
hold back,
Kazi.
and this might be a costly mistake here if they have Verno trying to move in to grab this orb. But at the end of the day, it
Maybe you
definitely
weren't
looks
here
like a
for the
myth to be
turtle glaze
split,
yesterday.
where B-Dog is going to be left alone here to try to fend against the world.
B-Dog can just
They didn't break it
fall
in
back a
time.
bit, use
Oh,
the flash to his advantage, even using it to slow it down. He'll use the aftershock to do so, get himself around a safe corner. We did is smoked off from the shadows being used there by We Did, and he gets punished. He's snuffed out by Scuba.
I don't think that was
Will ensue
necessary
on
right
B,
there.
but DarkZero are around the corner, coming in at multiple angles, and
I'll talk
Adder
about that.
through the CB link door, which could be an important backstab for Adder right next to Scuba and Verno. And clearing out these smokes would be so important. There's Adder's swing. He'll go 1 for 1, and Verno will live on.
Verno.
Orbital strike
Holy
now
fuck.
from Verno
Look
to
at that
keep
shit, bro.
this defense off
That's a
the
nut.
spike.
It could have actually been
DarkZero
better.
have eaten enough
Hold
time.
up.
It is time to act, but
We're
as
pulling
they
up the
swing in,
Valor point.
Oxygen have a perfect crossfire setup, and B-Dog knows it.
They definitely need a more utility coming out here from DarkZero from the backside of B before at Waterfall in Heaven, before Adder could really try to move in and open the door to fight, because losing that fight on a perfect trade setup between Scuba and Vernal allowed the orbital strike to activate and delay
that's
the
pretty
clock
nuts.
even more. You needed to try to
You
shut
could do
that
this,
down at
the
very
Grim ult that
beginning
gets
here with
both
how
chokes.
Oxygen were really
He
set
did
up
it
here
like
in
this,
post
though.
fight. But look at this utility that's
I personally think he should have,
Paranoia
like, got
allows you
both
to
of
get in
them.
very quickly into sight quite well. But look at those sonic sensors that came through. A net
That's
that
a
was
nuts
being thrown.
removal.
Yes, he grabs Redux.
This
in the
was the one they
process,
used
but
last
Redux, it
time.
doesn't matter. He's got his teammates watching with him and he's staying crouched.
And
That's
then
good enough to get your
we did
kills when
ulted
you're playing
here
close range. So they had great
with Adder
positioning there.
here. I think he
Here's
was
for
going to
DarkZero, a
cook
little
this
bit of
flash up
mid-comms
for
on
him.
how they wanted to read
I think he
the
should have
cycle. They were
ulted
still having
here.
lean from
That's why I said
the
it
spawn
was
side
a
of
misplay.
defender
He could have gotten
so
the
that
same
said,
value
that
at the next
resets the
corner
economy.
and not been
DarkZero gonna
hurt
be
as
on
well.
Eco. There's not
I
gonna
think
be
that
any
would have been
type
the
of,
much better play.
surprise plays coming through. Just trying to get some leveraging.
He didn't need to be a
sorry,
sus.
trying to leverage the sheriffs into the long range as Adder's already being challenged down to half health.
And leverage that B-Dog Vandal.
I like
too.
his idea.
He was sitting at
Like, I
base,
actually
allowing him
do
to be
fuck with that
flexible,
idea
whether
from
the
We
hits
Did. I just think it was a
or
little bit too bold.
Nightfall and
Like,
lockdown.
slightly.
Wondering, is that going to be
But
something
I think he was
DarkZero
on
want
the
to
right path.
invest, depending on, I guess, how
Playing no
the
senti. He should have.
mid-round goes.
See, against like Killjoy, that's the
Oxygen.
correct ult because the
They've already
turret's
head
right
back to
here and it's
spawn,
holding
not
like
really happy
the
with their
flank.
approach to C.
So you want to get in front of the turret, but against the deadlock, who fucking cares?
Again, you only
Like,
have
right here.
the single
Go right here.
initiator. Both
like,
prowlers
that's
are
why.
already down,
That's why.
so you just kind of have to stay through spawn. See if the hits are going to be coming through when you're
Okay.
holding this default and you want to try to pivot back.
We got an eco with a retake on A, so I'm going to use this time to talk about why Turtle Troop is actually insane. And the chatter that said they should be better is crazy. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This was like their year. Did they even have their full roster here? They did, but they just gotten it, if I remember correctly. They had no spawn, like no org, nothing. And they ran the table here, beating like M80 twice, TSM, only losing to Oxygen in the grand finals of Mid-Season Cup. So they placed second. And then they come into split 2 and they win all the weeks besides the 1 week where they don't need to win because they already locked in a bye. So if you look at the comps they actually played this week, they were kind of trolling, like low key, like they would never run this comp on Sunset. So I don't even take this loss into account. And then you look at Blinn, and this was the game that we did missed and Raucus subbed in. So their only 2 losses lately are fraudulent as fuck. Like, this team hasn't lost a real game since the grand finals of Mid-Season Cup. And then before that, it would be week 2 of stage 1. So they're a fucking real good team. They're a real good team.
As soon as possible again. Unfortunately, though, because we talk about that,
And that's why it's like tragic that these guys are meeting in the lowers right now. Like, this is actually a tragedy that this is going down like this. But as I said yesterday, better them than us. So, fuck. I mean, fuck, dude. I can't believe it. They both looked so good all year. So, we're right here. Oxygen just lost to M80 and uppers. And obviously DarkZero lost to Blinn when we didn't want to play, but then when they lost this uppers, I think he decided like, fuck it, I want to play. Like, I think he just decided like he was gonna, you know, grit his teeth and get through this shit because he really wanted it. And respect, dude, like fucking huge respect.
Oxygen
He's probably
catch a
playing,
weaker
going through.
sight,
He's
and
fighting some
sometimes
demons out
they
there
take
right now, chat.
Oxygen take a little too long. Like there was one round they dropped because they tried to plant C with 10 seconds left, and they got shot, and it was over. So Oxygen have found a good middle ground since then. But yeah, lockdown, nightfall for DarkZero. It's gonna be what they have to use, with mostly Vandals being bought.
Can't feel his fingertips, bro. That is insane.
As they're still fast pivoting for Oxygen towards the C site. On the A side, on the defensive side, they were just ready to
wow,
fall
that
line
wall's
and
really
push
good.
Against
That's actually
a
better
steady
than the
push
wall that
towards
most
A.
people throw. I
But
don't know if
instead,
people have
it's a
lineups or
gamble that
not.
didn't pay off, and they're gonna have to play a 5-player retake here against Oxygen's post plant.
I'm not sure if Adder can slip through
With
this.
this deadlock too, this can really lock down the site. That is why DarkZero really had to go in prevention mode to not let Oxygen even get in the first place. When is this nightfall, and when is this lockdown gonna be used? It's the lockdown as plan A, but that may not last long at all. It's already
What
been
a
destroyed.
fatal.
Plan
That
B
fatal
ensues,
shit on
and
those guys.
That is the Nightfall from Stellar. And Corey will satchel in
Oh,
to make the most out of this moment.
No.
And through all of
This
this
is kind of a
noise,
throw from
paranoia,
DZ.
they don't know where the threat is coming from, but
They
they
weren't
hold their own.
grouped
Mitch
at all.
in the corner does his best, and it's Bruno and Scuba that are left. And an Oxygen win 4 in a row.
Dude, that was so good from Oxygen Esports. When you saw for them
watching
to
the
just
last
flip
DZ
the
game
map
put
and
into
try to push
perspective how
forward
much
towards
we did does
Waterfall,
for
knowing
DZ.
that
Dude, facts. I honestly didn't. DarkZero. I didn't know either, like how much impact he would have, like missing. But just look what happened to the roles, right? Like looking at Haven here, this is Fluffy Aimers versus DZ. So we did Smokes, B-Dog Jet, Corey Reyna. Like you can see like these roles here. This is the match like 2 days prior on Haven that they got 13-2'd. Look at the roles here. Raucous Breach, Corey Neon. Like the roles get so fucked. The roles got so fucked up. So
Pushed
ooh,
a
good
bit
trade.
solo
Big
there.
trade by
Wasn't
Corey.
fully synced up. The timing was just a bit off, and DarkZero.
So now that they're like in their normal
couldn't even
roles,
trade
it's
in
gonna
that
feel a bit
moment,
better.
and This was already going to be a disadvantageous round for DarkZero, running mostly sheriffs and then using tools in that last round.
got showstopper here though for the defensive side. This could be pretty good.
Right, offensive nightfall.
Oh, guys, look what I got.
Mitch trying to hit A.
Look what I got.
DarkZero around the corner, but on the flank is Adder. But Bruno has the read, didn't finish the job. There it is. Plant going down. Oxygen already pressuring back. DarkZero. What? Annihilation?
I got him.
Who's the
What?
lucky guest? No one thought someone was on the other
way,
side
it's
of the
gonna go.
site. The Rolling Thunder for B-Dog
Shot.
in a 1v2 situation, and now
No
only
way.
one remains.
This is very
And it's
difficult.
Dapper.
Very
His eyes
difficult.
on the spike. B-Dog knows based on the play where it could be, and
Nice
just
play
the
by
swing
Dapper to
was
get
too
ahead of
quick.
that.
I know that Redux was saying here in the videos before we started the
Yeah,
game
Stellar
that
Ideal.
it doesn't really matter like Dapper that has the veterancy, the experience, whatnot. It kind of does here in these moments on that 1v1. He got hit by a Rolling Thunder against your B-Dog, who was about to clutch this out. And instead of just waiting out for a tap, he just knew that after the Rolling Thunder,
Right.
the space was going to get gained.
I told you guys earlier. 4 rounds was great for this half. Look what's happened since that moment. Remember when it was 4-1 and I was like, dude, they're doing so good. Reality kicked in. Like this is what should be expected with this comp, and DZ should be looking to have a very good attack half themselves.
In 2020. And now the Oxygen pivoting towards A side with the showstopper.
Oh, Redux gets caught by like a fall line or something, and now he's all stunned up. But
He didn't clear.
Wait,
he
you don't
didn't
take
catch
it.
that player in the corner. And Redux again, you won with the showstopper either.
Oh my god.
Adder almost was the worst
Oh,
teammate ever.
no,
but he's
Corey
dead,
whiffed.
So it's fine. Oxygen, climb up the rope, and
No.
A-Site has been non-stop successful for Oxygen. 5 rounds in a row, and it's looking like gonna be a 6 in a second. DarkZero don't have ults, but they still have Stellar's util. Probably will reveal.
Nah.
Bruno being close. And he'll go
No
1
way.
for 1. We're left. The main advantage for Oxygen on the post plant. The Haunt eliminated.
Dude, these
but
sight
revealing
holds
that
are
player
so
close is big
powerful, man.
for
These sight holds are too good. They're like getting no ground. God. So when on a round like that, where like I'm sorry, was that Weeded side? No, it was Adder side. That the raise doesn't clear them. Like they need to be cleaning up those rounds. They absolutely cannot whiff on those rounds, because the chances of bouncing back versus all this util and these ults, bro. These ults are insane.
For the last
They
few
will
rounds,
kill you. These ults fucking kill you.
and just holding one gear.
These
into a
ults
site,
are
and
like,
it's starting to
here
get
we
in.
come.
Where's the defensive side? It's weak side towards A. Thankfully, there's a continuous push, so we're starting to see it now, and they're going to try to get this flank, and it's going to be a quad flank.
Oh, it's all up to
Oh,
Scuba.
I assure you, abilities can indeed
The
kill.
fragger on this team, and I couldn't get the headshot onto B-Dog.
Oxygen comp would like to have a word with that statement.
DarkZero can push in. This forces the decision out of Oxygen. They pivot into B. At the top site will be Adder, who is
Oh my god.
smoked off,
What a
but notice the
mid-round.
deep rotation.
Look at the read, bro. Oh my god. The wall behind them, too. Do these guys have the enemies on the minimap?
Through B to C and putting a wall behind. Not a siege wall, but a deadlock wall still works.
The plant still happens. DarkZero kind of playing on the offensive side.
Oh,
of
that
things.
C's could have been so
The
good.
Aftershock and the orbital strike.
Oh, imagine the C's and ult there. Holy, they dodged the bullet.
So DarkZero, here's the retake. Corey, which
Dude,
is a
they
small
made that
satchel
mid-round
in.
call
One
from a
step
4 on
at a
5
time.
shot.
Redux trying to suss
I was-
out who is close. Where
No
the fire
way,
is
the
coming from.
perfect
DarkZero
back
trying to
up,
work as a
dude.
team, but they can't land the shots. Oxygen lead with so much
No way,
confidence.
another
but
site
2-on-1, this could go anybody's way. Corey stunned. Beautiful work out of Dapper
Dude.
once again.
That is such a good call from Mitch as the
Dude, they cannot retake these sites. They can't do it. Holy fuck. This comp is insane. Once they get dug into a site, you are so fucked. You are not getting it back. Like it's Jover.
oh, let's just gamble towards the C side. Worst comes to worst, we fight a 4 versus 2 inside this.
Remember when I said I spoke that 5th round into existence? I think saying that made them end this game at four rounds. I think me saying I spoke the 5th round into existence made this a 13-4. Classic. Actually classic.
So the others could
What?
fight, but then the weaknesses you saw.
I thought I was
went
doing
from
them
B
a
to C
solid,
was
and
over.
actually I just
This round
fucking
pistol,
did them so
looks like
dirty.
There's more aggression coming out from Oxygen towards his offensive
It's
side.
over,
On C.
bro. I have no faith now.
Oh, that's deep. Redux
I know what I've done.
following in after the haunt, thrown by Mitch, and you have DarkZero running away.
Dude.
It's Oxygen that no, they are undefeated on this map. This is their territory. They won this against M80 recently in OT, and it really shows the experience and the wealth of strategy that they have.
It's so ridiculous, man.
Get even more orbs for their
What?
Needed. Has planted 1v5.
No, that should not. No.
Not
Mr.
so
and
firmly
Mrs.
fixed on the other side
Developer.
of the smoke.
What is that?
Gets
Why did he
the
jump?
votes, not
No,
too
you
bad.
cannot jump out of
The
it.
Oxygen.
No, we need to take that out. We need to absolutely take that feature out. I did not know that that was a thing. That is not. No, I am not cool with that tech. I saw it, and I don't even want to explain what the tech is. Nah, dude. What kind of? We're giving people tech to get out of the deadlock abilities. She's bad enough as it is. Can we just make the abilities work as functioned?
Out here from Oxygen because of that weakness of not having a hard, scannable KJ or a Cypher with a camera or a turret. So they just went for a wall, they played for the retake, and they crunched in towards the seaside, which really took down DarkZero.
I gotta
and
fight
took
for the
first
deadlock
spin at the very
mains.
beginning.
All 3 of us.
Dapper just pressuring through the smoke, not wanting DarkZero to be too elusive on the other side and too free to move up. Will force some hesitation.
Hope that ability
As
dies.
Speed Dog gets ready to fall line or flash into tree.
Do you not
Where Mitch and Scuba
respect?
trying to place their smokes.
Norway?
Trying to have a good position for this paranoia, but the fire just came to him a little too fast.
Oh my
DarkZero
god,
trying to
they
brawl
broke
through,
in.
and there's
They
those three
broke in.
deadlock barriers
3 on
separating
2.
the two, making
Force
it
by, this is
difficult
the
for maybe
fucking
the
game.
duelists to get around.
So this
they
deadlock wall would
3v2.
allow them to peek behind it,
Redux
technically.
having a judge. They'll want to maybe play this on the site, but seeing what position he could force out with the paint shells. As Redux has it in his hand, throws it to his left, satchels after with the judge, with love right in B-Dog's face.
Okay.
But Dark
I'm not gonna say it, but what I will say is this: it's now been like about I don't know how long it's been. The raised satchel change. I mean, I don't like it. I don't think I like it. As someone that honestly isn't really like too tied to like playing Raze, I did play a bit of Raze this last act, and I think she's very fun. I don't think like making the movement go away is or like harder or worse looking has been fun for me. I liked it when they were zooming around and getting in the craziest places. Not when they like troll and they like float in the air like that and it looks a little silly. Like, I want to see them fucking cruise. And I want to see them get to places that I could have never expected, you know? That's what I really liked about watching the Raze double satchel. And right now it just feels like, after what I had, dude, it's like I'll never be surprised ever again, you know? It's like I had this fucking insane double satchel, and now that it's gone, the surprise factor of what a Raze can do,
will just start nading
that was
in, and
fucking
Scuba, I
nuts.
think, was placing some util down, so got
Scuba
caught by
got
the paint shells, and
absolutely
DarkZero
dunked on by that util.
just salt to the wound. Want to bulldoze into the site. Now open the door to kind of fake it as Oxygen around the corner to get vision. And as they do, Oxygen can go 1-for-1. But with their forces diminishing,
I can't comment to how much it changed the movement because, like I said, I'm not a raised double satchler. I can just comment to what I see in these games. And if like the pros can't like make it look absolutely like fluid with this amount of time, then I don't know. It's just never gonna feel super clean. I just liked how it looked before. It was very fluid, and like the bad ones stuck out really hard. Like you really knew who fucked up.
Maybe they could go for
because most people could do it at the pro level.
Having a showstopper could be quite important going in for the team, and instead it's going to be Adder buying him a rifle so he can have a full gun round
yeah.
against Oxygen, who have.
Well, that's what made it pretty sick before. Is like I think in a custom server with no pressure, all of those raises could double satchel and look insane. But doing those double satchels in like the grand finals of champions, like if you're like Jogamo or some shit, holy fuck, bro! Like you're looking at the ground and stuff. Like,
has been chosen, and they got the one-way smoke. So
oh my god, they shot us.
Liberated, but dropped the spike.
Liberated.
Imagine the lottery that Oxygen just got.
We did has ult though. We did has ult though.
It's the spike carrier, and now all you need is Scuba and Verno to just layer up the smokes.
Oh, we did permanently back in, yeah.
And this spike is stuck.
That net was so nice from Dapper as well. So you're definitely seeing here that they've been ironing out a little bit of those pain points on their defensive side.
Wait, Dapper
and,
really
and
M80 net are friends?
And aggression every single time. A 4-player take. A net grabs, I think, like 3
Are we cheating,
too. Now they have
Redux?
full spike control. This might be kind of it, but they've fully given up the A side. There's still an opportunity here for DarkZero to move up, pick up the spike, and then maybe even fight back here towards A. Because there's only Scuba watching it so far from the top of the staircase, and it's so passive.
Oxygen is going to let him have the spike. No one's looking at it. Because Scuba was at staircase and doesn't even have eyes on it. I don't even think he spotted the rubble cross. And they have B site covered, so Oxygen are more just trying to cut down the rotates than cut down
Pick the right site, shot. They're gonna get in a post.
Now the time is running out. DarkZero only have
no ults here on Oxygen.
To go with, which is to plant A.
They got a puncher's chance.
They'll get it.
Oxygen can't do anything about it. I thought they would have pushed more aggressively out of.
They're not giving themselves space though. Like they're not trusting that Oxygen is allowing them. Oxygen is giving them too much space, but they didn't take it properly.
From Verno. I mean, Mitch is gonna throw a haunt too. It clears out towards tree, and now you anchor inside the site, though, for the last 2 players of DZ.
We did try to throw that smoke and, like, creep out that close side.
Very healthy still. Just gonna go finish off what they started. Tap on the spike, gets the attention of B-Dog and Adder. Oxygen will
all right,
go
10-6.
10
Turtle Troop have a bye here.
From continuing their win streak on this map.
Yeah, exactly. And when it comes down to that, Oxygen, they don't care if DarkZero is going to go for a plant. They'll take the round any day. And on top of that, when you've won it with, what, 5 players that were still alive, if not maximum losing 1 player in that previous round, the economy is going to continue to be very good here on their defensive side.
Mound player.
So DarkZero, unfortunately, not really finding a real answer
in
how they could work
4
the map
people
on.
playing mound?
This heavy aggression and
Look
Oxygen's
at this.
pulling out on both extremities every single round, but they're always pivoting one different player.
What are they going to do?
It's going to be here. So
he's going to TP out here to the left. He's going to paint show.
This time you're trying to leverage Vernal, potentially with a stim pack, and they want to keep moving very aggressively, and there it is. Paranoia behind, there's a push.
Redux is not kidding around. Have you seen this guy? He's out for
they
blood,
drop a brim smoke
the
over there.
At the seams
They are cooking.
The firing squad. Oxygen couldn't really do much of a dent into DarkZero, but going for
They're
that
kind of cooking
high-risk
with
play.
that.
And you heard Oxygen. They're such a vibes-based team, and they know how experienced and how confident they are on this map. They really
they're missing. That's what I was thinking. They're missing like a real flash there, and I was trying to like problem solve it, but there's really no way to get around it, huh? Like the only way to do it would be to have Omen hold on to that blind, and holy fuck, that is so dicey. That is so sketchy if that Omen doesn't blind like this shit and decides to hold on to the blind for like what? It would be like this blind instead of like doing this blind here that the Omen did. Fucking hell, it would be so sketchy to not blind those boxes. There's no way they could get away with that.
Valuable in extending Oxygen's
Huge
lead
round though from
in the
Turtle Troop
future
again.
rounds. Demon just getting
Core
exit
with all
frags.
P-Dog 2
The
off.
best thing he could do.
Looks like
Not knowing
they're grinding
what
the
kind of high-low or
econ
any kind
down,
of
but
setup
Oxygen will have another
Crossfire
buy here.
would be on the
So
site. He's
I'm
gonna
not.
try and leave.
I don't
but
know if I'm fully believing
P-Dog
yet, chat.
has his number, and this is gonna be easy for him.
Still a great call coming out from Stellar on DarkZero's side so far to just slow down the pace a little bit. Don't be full extended towards these extremities, towards the mound or towards rubble at the entrance because of the aggressive pushes that are coming out from Oxygen. And you saw it where
This comp can't do that crunch with just paranoia. They could. They definitely could. And honestly, that could have very well worked had their like spacing or trading been better.
step back on top of that to try.
It just came down to the raw fights, which you never want to make it come down to. Why is it doing this to me? You never want to make it come down to the raw fights like the way they did. Let me see. So you can see the Omen TP's close to, so that way he can get this line for this blind. Immediately the Fade is like running with a haunt that will probably head over. Oh wait, already threw it. Fuck, I didn't see where it went. Lands right there. So the haunt is landing like right here. You can see on the mini map. The raise is immediately double satchelating with this Omen blind. So that way anyone in this zone is blinded. The paint shells pushes people into the blind. So like everything is working together, right? The paint shells pushing people into the blind. The Fade haunt will probably get pings because people are running from the nade and blind. So it's just gonna happen, right? Let's not miss this round.
And as that usual haunt there from
But
Stellar
then you
from
end
the
up in a
shadow state
scenario-
from We did getting Redux to bite down and look at Rubble as Oxygen takes control of
Here we have a
front
dead
of
time
a
right here.
lobby.
So then you
Now
have
the
this.
sonic sensor
What
up,
the
also
fuck? He
trying to
ulted
stop
from-
anyone trying to push through, but DarkZero have already pivoted to the other side of the map.
With a showstopper too. So now Oxygen is just going to have to give
full
this
retake.
up. They also have a lockdown that can play on the retake or on the pulse plant rather. For
I can't believe he just ulted from back there right when I switched.
Here, to leverage these ults to try to get the round.
Ooh, I like this little
He
spawn.
does.
Spawn.
With the boom
How would I
bot
describe this?
orbital
Like prodding.
strike too from Verno just to disperse them.
Line
The
to get
haunt
past
on down
this.
just to see how close, who has vision from the
Oh,
site.
what a
As Mitch
fucking
holding it down gets a double kill.
4-on-2,
Now
still
DarkZero on the
doable.
post plant kind of
Dude, that's a late
desperate for
lockdown,
those
but
kills and went to chase them,
actually
but
now it's not late at all.
their own
Oh my
site.
god.
They smoked
Oh
off
my
their own
god.
site, now having to lock
Oh
down
no.
their way back in, and it's an all-out
Oh no.
scramble for Oxygen to try and fight through
5.
it, and to destroy the lockdown. It's a 1v1 batter versus Verno.
That's our sub.
And it's DarkZero
That's our
catching up.
sub.
Amazing plays for the last two players.
Goosebumps, nerd chills for the sub. Woo! That's our sub right there. Let's fucking go. Oh my god, dude, that was crazy. That was. I actually have the fucking nerd chills right now. What the hell? That was sick.
Not allowing DarkZero
That was a
to really
great
set up
round.
Here. That lockdown immediately.
I want to talk about that. So I was around 18. I'll remember that for later. But back to this push right here because of a couple seconds. When they get here, I think the Fade needs to just throw a Prowler like straight ahead, no micro. Just throw a Prowler around that corner and then swing with it.
Even the changes in the position they're
Like,
currently
that way
leveraging
it's
for
heading
Oxygen.
in that
They're not
direction.
as
It kind of
aggressive
protects
anymore.
them
They
a
went
little
for the
bit.
standard haunt towards the top
It
of
gives
the
someone
A side,
something to
hold
shoot
up
at,
towards
so then they
towards
might
the
carry a
sights.
spray,
Now
which would
just
then
go for
get
the
them
duels.
killed. Like, it just
Two
adds a
offensive
layer
teams to
that
come
because they
down
don't have
to
a
who
flash.
is gonna
I
have the
would say they
better
need a
attacking
flash,
half,
but
'cause
like a flash would go
DarkZero were
crazy
down
right there.
tremendous. Nade for hack going Oxygen's way, and DarkZero get first blooded as Otter went to peek around B, just with nothing but vibes. Now, trying to communicate at least where the defender is on the B side. Mitch will be forced back and is decaying. The aftershock gets him jumping. And DarkZero couldn't catch him crossing in front of the doorway. But with the smokes in place, DarkZero
Nice
gets
blind
the
here.
play.
I got
Nice
3.
ball coming from Mitch,
Oh,
allowing
lovely
Oxygen to
fucking
retake
play.
immediately. But the timing is a bit off. Mitch gets caught, and DarkZero heal for each other. And even with all
Oh
this
my
noise and-
god, he's the goat.
and
He got
in the
2,
decay,
3 on 3.
DarkZero are still left in the
Breach
3v3.
ult still for the post.
This
Half
B-Dog
will not be gotten
gets ready
here.
to delay
Also, double
Oxygen
satchels.
even
Corey,
more.
you better
Scuba
not
is
in.
So low.
You better not
only
in.
has a paint shell. Bruno with nothing. And
Those
DarkZero
satchels will be our
hit
stall.
by the rolling thunder. And Oxygen
Oh,
are on the
fuck.
site, and they all get pinged. And Stellar makes the call, and he's at an off angle, and Oxygen are just stuck.
Oh, again, a hero play coming out from We Did from the previous round into this one. It did look like it was big, but it was everything there for DarkZero to capitalize on that B-side post plan. Because if it wasn't for We Did, you would have probably expended the rolling thunder much earlier on that side against the Nightfall that was used here by Mitch. And maybe in the back and forth battle, you probably would have given her right there to how Oxygen has been playing so far. I mean, look at that. A paranoia that came through just behind
sick
the
round.
Nightfall. He still pushes forward through the smoke to get that pick, to delay enough.
Crazy Mike's for
and
the
to
win.
open
You
up
got some right
space
now, or
here so
what?
that the
Why you
last
saying that?
players
That sounds
don't
good.
get really affected by the Nightfall.
I fuck with the sandwich
and
right now.
It seems to be a play off a tap of an orb where they're gonna just bust
Why
open
you
the
doing
door
that
for
to me?
Oxygen. But they're on a Thrifty, they're on a Nico, and this is DarkZero's opportunity here to tie up the
Ochi,
game.
IGL Mitch.
Unless they walk into this trap, and we know how good Oxygen could be on these shares.
All I can think about is FBI open up as they just come out the door and kick DarkZero in the face. But this is a stalemate. It really is
Holy.
a chess match. All the pawns on the left, Scuba
Yeah.
the Knight in tree.
It's orb or door, and that will activate the paranoia coming out
Yeah.
here from
And
Scuba,
we're gonna have,
and
like,
it'll
a
just flow through
blind.
that. So DarkZero,
Or a blind. I'm
They
not
have
sure which way it's
zero
going to
idea
go.
about
Probably
this.
the second one, so that way this area is gotten.
Patience
Yeah.
from Oxygen. You already heard DarkZero putting some fire down. There's some paranoia. Stellar
Oh my
explodes.
God, this fucking
FBI
take
open
is
up.
crazy.
Oxygen. Storm the trenches. DarkZero try to escape through a
movement.
lobby, but some are just unable
is that for
to.
looking at?
So Corey and friends will be forced to fight, and it's really not that bad. 2-1
30 seconds left.
in favor of DarkZero.
and thankfully the turret never saw anybody pushing out towards B. So now Adder takes
too.
the opportunity to open that area, hold it on towards that side, and especially on a 1 versus 2 when Verna was there and damaged some players and upgrades the weapon. That's definitely the call here from Stellar for the last 2 players to pivot towards C. And now Adder's going to cut the rotate. Has
10
an alarm
seconds
bot
left.
watching the waterfall. He's watching
replay by
spawn.
Adder, puts
So
that
this will
alarm bot
give
there.
plenty of audio cues for the last 2 players to now set up.
Ooh. Verno's
So
been
well played.
sussed out. But hey.
Honestly, I
keeping
wouldn't
this
have
rifle
minded
would
if
be
Adder just played
really nice,
up,
and
but
it's not gonna happen.
I guess it's fine that he fell.
You gotta look at both sides of the road before you cross.
Great
and
job bouncing off that fucking
Adder's
take.
had
That was
really
a
great
very
game.
scary
Yeah.
Rebel
So
clear.
10-10.
I really liked
We
what
have a game
Oxygen
on our
did there.
hands.
Definitely a game in our hands, and already burning the second time out for Oxygen. This is the same story once
Yo,
again
peace out,
when
Joshy.
you're trying to figure out how to play this composition without this Killjoy, without the Cypher, without being able to get some active information here on the side of the defense. You kind of just have to use your body towards it.
Okay.
And again, the
I'm gonna-
slow pacing that's coming out.
I'm gonna go to round 18 because that was a really sick round. Let me see. Fuck. Just gotta find it real quick. Here we go. This round was crazy, dude. They're like feeling out the map at the start of the round, right? They fake TP out. That makes these guys use a little bit more util. Satchel up to clear. So they're bleeding a little bit of util over at A and sensing like what's going on over here. They realize 2 people are there, so they pop the result deep over at Mound. They only smoke Waterfall and know that they have an opportunity to push spawn because there was an aggressive A play. So they one-way spawn. They Omen blind through to get this choke. And then Raze is just kind of prodding, right? Like you're just faking like you're taking this so that way you get this Omen blind out here so that way the Omen blind doesn't come in sight. And then your sight hold becomes a little bit stronger. And that was before we got like any of these fucking ults and like all this other shit that was going down. I'm going to focus on this round, 10-10.
Now with equal buys, a DarkZero. Not
But
gonna throw their
that was an
usual haunt
amazing
there out
round.
of A, at least. It was
Like, that was
take
just the
control
build
of
up to
C
it.
From the shadows being activated from
We
Lee,
can't- so I was like, is this
scouting
taking
on
this
the
shit?
site. Will ping the 2 of Oxygen that are there. Inferno's smokes will come up, so DarkZero's synergy on how
Well,
they
more here about
how they
what
execute
team.
the site is everything.
Fuck.
Now the wall was thrown early here by Dapper. What really do you have left? And there's still a minute on the clock. So now you can open the door, set the paranoia, try to see where the push is going to be. Look at the pivots coming back from Stellar. He's trying to see if there's any pushes coming out from A main. If it stays fairly quiet for the next couple of seconds, maybe they might try to pivot back through the door towards B.
This stall is so
good. With a deep on
good.
like that doesn't scan anything, that might be the call to pivot right away towards the A side.
Yeah, just DarkZero are not going to get through that with a molly, with the barrier from the deadlock. At least they did shoot it down, so it does create a
Looking
sense
like a
of
B split here.
stress from Oxygen to not rotate out of C quite yet. The door was opened into
Ooh,
B.
that's a really big kill.
Scuba
That is a
gets
really big
caught,
kill. They're
and
gonna pinch
Adder makes
him.
an opening, and now a second kill too from
Oh
DarkZero.
my
They
god,
have
that is
two
a play and a
options. They've already
half
opened
by
up A
Adder,
and B.
bro.
This forced to rotate out of
Holy
Oxygen.
fuck.
Stack it to be the plant is going down. Smokes are
Oh,
up
no.
for Oxygen. Everyone's getting creeped up on. As
That's
Stellar falls
such
too.
good.
The main advantage is still for DarkZero. Corey, confident in this engagement, especially
Oh,
off the util from B-Dog throwing the fault line to push Oxygen back.
Oh
As
my
B-Dog
god.
capitalizes on that
Lost the
moment,
deadlock
but
ult, chat.
Redux sneaks up
Didn't
from
get it.
behind with the showstopper
Oh no, 2
and
and 3.
hopes to claw Oxygen back into the site. Inferno and Redux
They got
doing
it.
their best.
Team Ace.
But with the angles of
Fuck.
DarkZero have, it's just too much.
That was
What a
perfect displays
beautiful
of lurks
fucking
coming through
round.
there from Adder again.
Holy.
Great mid-rounding call coming out from Stellar, avoiding the haunt, pushing through,
Such
keeping
a good
Redux at
round.
bay. And while they're doing that, they think that they've weakened out the B side, although Oxygen still had 2 players pivoted inside, anchored inside B. But Adder win that 1v1 against Scuba, allowing We Did to paranoia into
Team Ace means everyone got a kill.
Hobbit, into Unbreakable, into Baby
So you can
Door
see
to get that
here,
blind
they get
kill,
mount control, they
for
set Adder
DarkZero
up front
and
B,
overtake that
they
B
put a
side
lot of
with
pressure
everything.
A,
I
that
think Dapper
opens.
may have netted himself at the same time too when he's trying to escape, but I'm not too sure. But desperate time, desperate measures, time to fight for A
All right,
side
remember that
control
round
on
where they did the
defensive
showstopper
side.
from
And
far
look
away
at
mound?
DarkZero,
It's
all of
the
them
same
waiting towards
early
the
round
spawn.
look,
Still,
but different mid-round play.
And Redux
Difference in
went for
approach
that
here.
knowing that Stellar throws haunts usually at that A lobby side, but knew if he could get any information that there was a stack of DarkZero there, an orbital strike could rain down on them in the worst of ways. So Oxygen and get the trap play they were hoping for. Now with the sonic sensor up, Oxygen are pretty comfortable with their map control the right side. DarkZero pushing through the center. And Mitch,
This is a good
timing here is
seize.
going to be swung on before
Holy
he can
fuck, this
throw.
is.
His fastball, there's the Prowler, knowing that they're close.
Whew!
Redux is there to support, but the
Oh no!
they're not set up
Oh
for
no!
that. So Mitch is going at the 3-man orbital strike from Verno.
Turtle soup!
Waiting for
Holy fuck, dude! It's turtle soup! Oh my god!
that is incredible.
Holy
that is
shit!
something that should have been known here for DarkZero. That was going to be a C's orbital strike. If it wasn't going to be a C's.
Oh my god, that was
DarkZero
insane!
Forward.
Watching Corey try to get out of that too.
That util.
Oh my
Very,
god.
very nicely done. And this might be the
Dude,
saving grace.
I didn't see the brim ult. I looked down and I saw, oh, no raise nade. They're so lucky.
String so many
That's
rounds on
literally
their
what I
side.
thought in my
This is
head.
Economy here.
I think I jinxed it.
12 seconds left. Oh, Dapper.
Oh, fuck, that's why I was so
At least those
surprised.
1-for-1. We did in a 1v3. He's been in this position before, but with 5 seconds left, I mean, the enemy is close and nothing more
What
you can
a
do there.
setup,
We are
man.
tied 11-11 after Oxygen.
Wow.
Finally get a second round in this half. Because, geez, DarkZero's offense was out of control.
Indeed, and I love the play from Weeded towards the end too. Like that's
Mr.
orbital strike,
President.
the C's orbital strike. They had the perfect nades.
What's the George Bush meme? Well, yeah, what's on the menu, sir? It's turtle soup.
Stuff on Bind, signature moves right there. But that said, we talked about an economy being very good. I like that we did tapped on the spike too instead of going for a full plant because he's trying to keep it expensive here for Oxygen. If he can take down another weapon or two, this is
Man,
going
that
to
was
still
oh
be
the
a very,
Omen TP'd out of the
a very
seas. I
costly
did not
round
see that.
for the defensive side
What
of
an
Oxygen. But
amazing
we're
play
tied
by
11-11.
Mitch, dude.
This is the
He
biggest
fucking
swing around
jumped
here. If they get
across
reset
main for
though
that
for
C's,
Oxygen,
too.
They're also not going to be in the best of buys.
What?
The Sixth Sense.
Dude!
Pepe laugh? What the heck? DarkZero get the first blood
The
off Scuba and the
read?
one and done. Now with the showstopper leading the way, this puts the fear in the eyes of Oxygen. Not only in this round, but on a map that Oxygen haven't lost all season. DarkZero take full control of the site with smokes at the back.
Oh
So
my
be a
god,
free
crazy
play,
got
but no
even
one
one.
smoked off Waterfall, no one had eyes on it.
4
so
on 2.
DarkZero still pull out ahead, but
Fade
can't
all-
slip up like that against a team
Got
like
it.
Oxygen.
Thankfully, there are players there too. And
That's
the
not
last
a
two
good plant,
players
though,
stuck
chat.
inside the site.
I'll say that.
Maybe
That's
they
a
wanna
terrible
commit,
plant.
but yeah, they're gonna fight this.
One enemy remaining.
Should be good though.
It's all up to Redux. He's been a star on Oxygen before. We haven't had a good clutch in this game just because of how evenly matched these two teams are, and Redux just needs to save the weapon at this point.
And you kind of wish he had a second player saving with them when I think it was Vernal, right? Because look at Vernal's money. He's at 150. Scuba's at 400. The next buy that you
Honestly,
have,
they
thankfully,
won't have a
Redux,
full
I
buy
mean,
even
this
with this save, dude. Like, he'll be able to drop one, but someone on the team is gonna have a shit gun.
If they had that extra rifle, this could have been like full util, full shields for a lot of the players instead of just two of them with half shields. And look at Dapper, no sonic sensor in this round either, and a stinger for Scuba. You needed that extra rifle. And look at the ults that you have on the attack set for DarkZero. They have everything in the recipe, in the melting pot, to have a recipe for success and finally get a win here on this map of Lotus against the undefeated team on this map, Oxygen Esports.
DarkZero, this is for the win. Haunt being
All right,
destroyed.
they're giving him a controller.
Usual strat for DarkZero. Now the Prowlers just see how close Oxygen are. Are they
Didn't
around the
even
baby
use
door
his
side?
shit. Mitch, very low on util here.
DarkZero
You would
finally
think
gets some
that
peeks on. They
if
haven't
a fade
put
is doing that,
smokes on
that
stairs.
aggression will happen somewhere else,
They
because
want
why would the
Oxygen to
fade
see
use
them.
all
They
their
wanna
util?
see
So like they're probably like
their
sussed out like
future,
what is
whether it's
happening
an
right
L
now?
or not.
Like why is the fade dumping?
DarkZero start to approach. They also, once
The
they tap
take is
the
coming
orb,
too.
they
There
don't
it
know
is.
what's on the other side of that baby door. They gotta be ready.
Oh my god.
They were not ready. They were not ready. Oxygen just kick it down. And DarkZero.
That is
couldn't
literally
even
FBI
retaliate or
open up.
trade. Some of DarkZero members were still in a lobby, and Outer's watching the flank. So, great moment to strike
The
from
red
Oxygen.
door.
They did the same strat except this time with rifles.
The
Yes,
red
one
door
less
is the
body, but
sign,
still
yeah.
good enough to do so much damage. And that nullifies now the Nightfall, but at least a Rolling Thunder is still up. Contact play, and that's Rolling Thunder down.
OT
Wait, those
we
are
go.
clean. The Nightfall to finish off the third. Oxygen will bring us into OT. 12-12. Oh my god, the rematch of the mid-season cup.
So random thing in this round that was really sick at 10-10 when they got mound control, they defaulted back, they went A. I just want to draw attention to, I always say like knowledge about rotations are super important. So what I mean by that is they put a lot of mound pressure, right? So Adder knows there's probably two people in this direction at pretty much like minimum, right? And once he's going to see this guy here, he knows either this is the solo guy B right here, or there's someone on the right. So he immediately knows, even though like the timing is big off between teammates, he can take this ground. And this is a great swing. Like, and something that a lot of inexperienced players like won't truly realize. It put so much pressure on Mitch right here and made him basically commit back into that fight. We did flash blinds him, and like the ground got really quick. Adder mollies the smoke. It was just such an amazing play by him. Had to draw attention to that because he's a sub,
Now
of course.
the Prowler to clear stairs. Boombot through
He paid
tree.
for that analysis.
Oxygen. Good coordination so far. Paranoia right through the site.
He paid
just
for
in
that
case
glaze.
DarkZero were playing up close and personal.
Over
Smokes
over
in
the
the
course
way.
of many months.
With Redux being aggressive. Execute is complete, and now Oxygen have to just play the post plan with all five alive.
Exploded, what the fuck?
And you do not want to let DarkZero go to offense. But Redux has already spotted two, but just panicked. Too many targets for him to shoot. Instead,
they
plays
retake?
patient around. A Stellar is already low.
Okay, this is the
DarkZero
best
starts
look
to
yet.
swing, and it's a
Wait.
blood in favor of
Wait.
Deliverance, and Mitch
The
is
first
spotted to
retake
his death.
ever.
But it's DarkZero that just have better utility.
Still
on
a
this
5-on-3.
retake.
I don't trust it.
Spike being
I'm
tapped.
not trusting it.
Oxygen have to take a peek.
I don't trust it yet.
I'm trying to be as patient
5 on
as they
2?
can. This B-Dog
4 on
approaches.
1?
He gets two, and Dapper trades with two of his
They
own.
got
But the
it.
defuse will go through for DarkZero.
Holy fuck, dude. That took absolutely everything. And they got that with 0.3. Wow. I felt like so many things went well for them there. If that's what it takes, they gotta fucking end this game right now. They gotta end this shit.
And they all try to
Holy.
fight back.
They gotta
try to
end
push
this
back and
right
put
here,
them back
right
with the
now.
remaining members,
This
as you
cannot
saw
go
once
on
again,
anymore.
DarkZero footing back towards the ace.
Otherwise, like, their defense is gonna need to start with picks. They can't do that 5v5 retake shit. Because that seemed like a fucking miracle.
But they couldn't even leverage our ults in round number 24,
Don't
and are
talk.
hoping to do so with now some stellar calling coming up
I don't
from
know
the
what to
IGL
say.
and how they want to
This
work
is
the
such a good
mid-round.
game right now. I'm just realizing they picked the Icebox.
Yeah, they went. DarkZero went 7-1, I think, at the start of their offense. They just looked unstoppable. They're gonna do what they do best.
Ooh,
They are
see
getting
the
seized right now,
seize
so Corey's gonna
ball
take a
thing.
second as the Prowler swims by.
No
Oxygen
way, you
have
saw a
some
gun
senses
barrel
too
there?
at the first blood for the defense. As DarkZero can't even safely cross in to see it. When they do, it's a crunch from Oxygen and say goodbye to Corey. And DarkZero have to do this
Oh
deficit.
my
Now they're
god,
split up
dude.
a little bit as they try to regroup, and Oxygen are also pushing out of B. They don't want to be over eager either.
Fucking hell, this
DarkZero
is
regroup and
insane.
stabilize.
And they can't. Now they use the aftershock to hit towards that door. They don't
Wait,
have
it
an
has
aftershock
blind, but
to
no
try to
TP.
clear out the space inside the C site. They have to wait to barrier mesh. Thankfully, there's still a lot of time left on the clock where they could maybe try to walk in contact against Dapper. Knowing that this wall is here, okay, well, they're going to break it now. Forget that. They're going to rush in now for the hit.
Stellars went away from Nightfall. You could pull off the kill here. Oxygen have Dapper front and center with Mitch and Waterfall, but
Ooh, I
he's
think we did
isolated
saw
away
this
from
guy.
the duel, and the paranoia allows DarkZero to step in. And a beautiful smoke from We Did Too blocks a lot of the vision from Oxygen.
Oh
And now
my
that
God, this is
dissipates,
so
it's time
sketchy,
for
bro.
Oxygen
4
to
on 3
brawl.
C
And the
site.
spike has been tapped, but it's not planted yet. 14 seconds left. This is for the DarkZero win, or Oxygen to extend
no
this.
shot.
And so far, it's just Oxygen have a full
All
hold
right,
on this
13
defense.
apiece.
Hey, it was such a good gravity net being thrown there by Dapper on that second wave of DarkZero trying to pinch back towards the mound that actually caught a player, allowed another pit to come through, but Verna was that first one at the point, inside the smoke, with enough.
I don't know what the fuck DZ, aka Turtle Troop, do here to get this defensive round again. I don't like their odds on that same style of retake on A. I feel like a lot of the early things went their way massively. Like the timing of that fault line, the peak from, you know, drop onto right side sight, catching a guy solo there. There's a lot that just went their way, and they still barely fucking won that shit. Like, they could have lost it even though they killed everyone. Oh, they don't win that again. So I think they need to switch things up. Maybe give Corey like an op. Like control. They need to like really control an area of the map. But that's going to be very difficult against the comp they're playing against, right? Like that comp they're playing against wants to trap them out in these open areas. But you also can't give them the sight. So it's a fucking difficult thing. I think Corey maybe should op like a middle ground, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because of the lack of like breach, right? So I'm thinking like he would op like here or like here, you know, like off like somewhere like here, some shit, like some weird off spot, and then let them like triple up.
It's
A.
a rare moment too, because we were talking about how difficult it was going to be for Oxygen to play defensive side when they struggled here against M80 on this map on their defensive end, but they're able to make it work so far. Both
They put
teams
this one
actually
way
having strong
here, but
defensive
that
side,
gave that
despite the struggles of the
got a
first half.
smoke out of these guys.
Oxygen not wanting to linger, and even while Mitch was messed up,
Adder. Oh my god, he almost got more. 30 on Verno. That's a massive play. Just getting all this util out of them is huge. Now it's not as fucking
They'll have the
powerful.
barrier on staircase. This will cut off
They
Corey
did have
with the
30
op.
off on Corey. I didn't even realize that.
He's not gonna get good sight lines on the flank too, as we did, but nowhere close. Prowler on the top. The Stellar
That's the biggest
has
thing.
more in the tank.
Both of them staying back towards that spawn so that Weeded can find that timing, make
Wait,
sure that
what?
there's nobody towards Baby Door so they can
That's
pinch it right
doable?
after. So Weeded has to start
What?
pushing up a little bit more quickly so that the rest can react. on the
TIL,
pinch.
bro. What the fuck?
No more util from Oxygen. Now door being open, there's the timing. We did starting the crunch. Corey, Boombot past the smoke. Oh, it misses Verno, and we didn't thought he was safe to push up. This Verno is a pillar for Oxygen, and it's just Stellar, and he doesn't have time left over. Orbital strike. Oxygen, match point.
How do you get an overall strike? Because Vernal once again pops off in the overtimes. And it was looking so good because when Adder got those 2 kills and information on the 3rd player inside tree, and they noticed the utility that was being thrown towards the A side, there was a great opportunity for Widget to start that flank. They were in positions. He tried to have a timing with the paranoia, but when he threw that and it actually...
Yeah, you like that line I cooked up? Team that stays together, slays together? I fucking thought of that. I was just like, banger. This is fucking banger.
Towards that site of A, and now Oxygen have an opportunity to close out this first map. They've been successful in this overtime on the defensive side. And DarkZero won the fight once again into B.
I saw that shit on my feed. I was like, bro, I instantly thought of it. I was like, I
unscathed anyway. And now paint shells to pressure at the top. The B-link door into C is opening, causing a lot of panic as DarkZero are
Slay on me.
Spike being planted. And they're hoping to catch Oxygen, and they
no
do.
idea.
Oxygen or DarkZero start to push out. And they get first blood. It was back-to-back OT rounds for Oxygen. And now as they just swing out one by one, it's easy for DarkZero to get trades, and the advantage is still for DarkZero. Now with only a haunt remaining, Stellar just has to get timing, and DarkZero just hold on and creep past smokes.
Okay.
But Mitch gets a good catch. He's got a 1v3 to give Oxygen the map win.
Got it. Double peek.
Tap the spike. He's got the lineup. No, just the teamwork from DarkZero was too much.
And that's what you were mentioning here.
Yeah, I'll probably do my
DarkZero
pick
saying
on
that they
that.
could thrive under the pressure. Going into the B side, there was a first wave of delays, and they didn't try to scramble around and go for a plan and play post plan or anything. They just waited inside the site for a bit, tried to listen carefully for footsteps. Once the action resets, they went for a double swing down towards tree to get that first pick, allowing for the plant to go down. And then you had great delays coming through from nanoswarms being placed by Adder on both waterfall side and both towards baby door. And that biggest kill that you had from Corey off the scuba did not allow Oxygen
More
to
map
have
control.
a smoke
Notice
for the
how like we did
defuse.
really
And
sticks
now
that to the
Hunt, though,
far,
gets
far right
information on the
corner
defensive side for DarkZero to start.
and
That
low,
pinged
so
out
that way he
3
gets
players
value
at the very
immediately.
beginning. It forces out a very early rotate.
Like, that is a
from DarkZero
very
because they know
specific
that Oxygen's
one way he
been
threw
very
it. He
good
wasn't
on
sloppy
death
with it at
falling
all.
with
I saw where it
the
landed.
utility that you have out from Dapper. But instead, now it's just going to be a jump spot coming in
So
from
they-
tree.
They fucked around at
Sorry,
mound.
from staircase, and that's
Push
going to be
them
coming
back
out
early.
from B-Dog. But as it gets smoked out here, this now resets the whole tension on how
Prowler clears
DarkZero is
it.
going to try to find
Maybe a
information.
rotate
Prowler
now?
came out. They
Yeah,
realized that
Omen
there's
will
nobody
leave.
close towards C, so that might be a call now
They're
to
gonna
start
clear
leading a
mound.
little bit more here towards mid or
Wait.
A.
Mitch is gonna try to
And
draw
if
people
Oxygen
to C.
pivot into B, there's
This is gonna work.
KJ turret at the corner. And even B-Dog
Fuck,
at
he's
A.
getting a lot of
Could
good
pinch from the
value
other
here.
side if Oxygen go to B, so
He's getting a lot of value.
this is a tough decision, and Oxygen don't know what we know.
4 people.
And with the Mitch's lurk
Solo breach.
causing noise on the left side
What
of
the
the map,
fuck?
brings out some util.
What an
can't
interaction.
live
That
on
shit
forever.
stuck, bro.
And Oxygen don't have someone safe that
What?
can lead them into the site.
Ooh.
But Redux has satchels, and Oxygen deal with the KJ turret. And now, well, they got fault line, they got paranoia,
this
and
is
Oxygen
huge.
lived through because DarkZero can't punish it yet.
Oh my
And Redux
god,
just
chat,
tries
they
to be
went
elusive
B.
and fast, and Stellar is stoic. 13 seconds left. as
Wow,
Oxygen
they-
are brought down
they
to 2.
played
This pivot
themselves.
to B, it started off well, but it got weakened to the point of destruction.
Oh my god. They played themselves. They walled off A. They went through baby door into the 4 players that were playing C Link. Holy shit. Oh, bruh. Dude, that's crazy. They had the perfect play and they just botched it. What the fuck?
B side. That was going to be a backside that could have been crucial there for DarkZero to even capitalize on rounds. So they had so many
I don't know
layers
what-
to win that round with so
I think the read was maybe, hey, we've done this before and they'll adapt. And look, like I showed at Mound, so like they'll know that this is bullshit. They'll expect the B hit, so let's go B anyway.
Backgrounds for DarkZero. So
they
hoping to play
overcooked
upset.
that,
Oh, some
for
good
sure.
damage. Mish is tagged. And now he'll have to play a lot safer. Oxygen were really testing the waters with that early peek from Redux and Mitch. Getting good information that DarkZero haven't made
B play here.
too forward.
B
of
play with
moves.
no front B control.
A B
Very
pivot
unexpected,
again,
right? No one here?
Along with the paranoia from We Did.
So they
DarkZero
immediately get pushed back by these
put
two.
pressure onto Oxygen. And it's the same setup of Mitch and Redux waiting at
hear
B,
the
but it's all a
sensor.
fake. DarkZero start to hit into tree. There is a sonic sensor in their way. So how are DarkZero gonna be affected by this?
Oh my god.
And another fake. They just keep
What a
opening
kill
the
by
door, and
Scuba.
as they're standing still, Oxygen start to encroach on their territory and
5-on-4.
find first blood on Adder.
This is going to be...
Everything is being read so far by Oxygen. They didn't even move at all. Desperate time is on to move inside the beach side, and there's already 2 players
This
here.
is impossible, chat.
30 seconds left.
Oh, they see
That's
the
his teammate.
satchel. DarkZero have to deal with that first, and the pink shell forces
Holy
Redux down
shit,
to the ground and
Redux.
into the loving arms of
Nutty
3
fucking
enemies.
clip.
Redux with a huge dent into DarkZero. This is the overtime that
Oh,
never
man.
ends.
No, I haven't done my
Corey
champs
hopes
pick him
to
yet.
End it shortly, but in 1v3, 2 players tagged on Oxygen. This
Crosshair placement was dead on, dude.
Shots, but not enough
Holy
to
fuck.
kill Verno.
How
15,
the hell
15.
did Redux get 3 kills like that when there's paint shells being thrown by Corey through the window inside the B site, and he lands those kills before he gets picked off? And yeah, this is, I mean, at this point, someone should draw. Just get one or each. And
Oh,
let's
you
just
said you
call
were
this
getting
one
a drink
draw
after
and
the
continue
game?
the second
Oh,
match.
that's pain.
But jokes aside, though, this is now Oxygen.
She didn't know it was
doing
gonna go on
such a
forever?
good job, not
Pepe laugh.
being fooled by the pressure that was being thrown out here from DarkZero in the first place. When we talked about that paranoia that they pushed out towards this Hobbit door for DarkZero, nobody moved on the A side. They still trusted the sonic sensor. They still had a breach out there to fault
Damn, both
line
top
if there
fraggers
was
on
sonic
26.
sensors that was going to get tripped up towards tree. So the
Verno's brimmy, though. Sheesh. It's fucking cooking. All right, so DZ taking their timeout. This is the last timeout of OT. Oxygen already took their timeout in OT, so wonder what they're going to cook up here. This is definitely their harder side, right? Stopping this attack side. So they don't have a coach, by the way. At least I'm just doing the hand thing again. Oh, there we go.
I saw we did fist pumping, so. Oh, he's so pumped for
dude,
this.
I love that guy.
I love that.
I wonder what
And
they're gonna
also
go
the battle
for.
of two
I think they're gonna get an
Souls,
op on Corey
a
again.
veteran in esports, Redux,
I liked,
Youngblood, but so
dude, they got an op on him last OT round. I hope they do it again. He didn't get a
himself.
shot, but
what a challenge this has been
he's
for
not gonna
both
do it.
these
Fuck.
teams to get through to each other after this DarkZero timeout. See what they end up with. 3 stacked, 1-3-1.
Find
AJ on the right side.
ooh,
Nice attempt.
We did almost
ooh.
fist bumped 6 feet under there after getting tagged up. No oxygen. Around the corner with the Prowler being thrown there from Stellar.
A lot of
Just to
fucking
see
pressure,
or
obviously,
catch
with the
them.
one-way
If
smoke
Oxygen
there
were
from
gonna hit it
Brim.
right away, to run after we did when they tagged him.
I like
Now
that we
they're
did show
smoked
no
off.
fear to peek this
Oxygen can play mind
lane
games
to
open the
know
door.
for sure that no
Get the
one's in
attention
his
of
zone. That's very
Corey
important, actually.
And B-Dog at B.
So that way the Fade doesn't
Teams
have
are
to waste
starting to figure
util.
out how good
Now
of
this
a
area is
value
clear.
the
Fade
net
clears
from
it for
Deadlock
good with a Prowler,
is
and now
so
the Fade
good
coming
here for the
back.
team. It's not just about the wall.
So very good
Sonic
job
sensors, I mean,
of
who cares?
kind
But
of
it's those nets that are so good.
fixing
that
the
if
early
it actually
error.
catches players, that could have been huge there for a first pick coming out
Oh,
from Monster.
fuck.
to
Oh,
kick things off, but
fuck.
we did also falls
wait.
back inside the site, wounded. So you're gonna have to keep
The
some
door's not
players
broken, is
anchored
it?
up.
No, no, no.
And you see
Okay.
how passively they're
I thought the
fighting
door was
towards the A
broken.
side now, which once again allows Oxygen to hit towards an A site that's basically open. And you know what happens when you give
I
space
thought they
here
were
to
gonna clear the
Oxygen.
door.
They're gonna take that, and hopefully they'll play in sight this time around so they can fight against the flood retake.
30 seconds left.
Oxygen already had Nano Swarm, delaying them a bit so they know this Killjoy is around.
Here we
and
go again,
Oxygen
chat. Oh, fuck.
have pushed up and are trying to play below the rope, and the orbital strike.
They
at
got
the
2
back.
orbs
Oh,
and a
couldn't
plant on
escape.
this guy.
Oxygen, great read.
They got the 2
on
orb
when and
plant
where
on
this retake
Verno.
was
You
coming
gotta
from
be
for
fucking
DarkZero. 5
joking
versus
me.
3 on the pulse plant in favor of Oxygen. And Redux, he will not settle with just that. He heard the satchel from Corey, and he didn't go into the site. So could be expecting him on top of the box, trying to get some vision on top of the box, and Corey is clean with the swing. But now he has to pull off a 1v3, and even
Bro.
he can't pull off the impossible. Oxygen, again with match
The
point.
2
And that's
orb.
exactly what you wanted to see
No.
from Oxygen. Post-plant fight towards this.
The 2 orb plant strat in OT to get an ult. You pretty much gotta be calling that in like the Giga nerd voice, you know, like
Guys, we're gonna go with the 2 or plant strat, okay?
Like,
Guys, there's been a lot of moments here that
bro, you are fucking so cringe to run the 2 or plan strat. You are actually so cringe. I would 100% call that strat. Are you kidding me? I would call it fucking every OT if I could. Any round I think I could get.
Back-to-back rounds for
Dude.
Oxygen. Hoping to continue.
I don't think you guys understand. Like, the word cringe for me is like a synonym for fucking winning. Like, like cringe, you're winning. You're winning actually. Whatever it is that's cringe, you're probably winning at
The
that.
sonic sensor hoping to limit everyone behind Corey that would satchel in. DarkZero with the mind games. They also have 3
All right.
looking towards B, seeing if Oxygen with that round advantage
The high
would
low
they
on
be
B
aggressive
is.
enough to extend past their post. And the spike
Man,
is
they
still
got
left
this one
behind.
way up.
Looks like Corey will be left to lurk and still look for that
Okay.
opening.
yeah.
Once the
Omen
barrier's
smoke over at
destroyed,
rubble.
is that gonna be the site they hit?
That's
Stays
exactly what you
staying
want
here,
here. Finally
dude.
spreading across the map and
Mitch?
breaking util. So that
Mitch
finally
just made a
is gonna
play.
spread
Fuck.
the defensive
This
thin
is
this
such
time
an
for Oxygen
insane
and
play
give a
that
chance
allows
for
them to keep
DarkZero to
4
really hit
here.
as a group. And you
And
called
this
it.
rotate
They
will
are
come
gonna
in
pivot
fast.
towards the seaside late
This
from
is-
Adder, but there's
oh,
still
this is
one
gonna be
more
hard.
sonic sensor here that could stall it for a bit.
Oh, and a net. But Corey has a wall on the other side, and
Oh,
Weedon went to
fuck.
give him a band-aid, and he's the one who's suffering now. Oxygen, a man up, it is traded.
4v4.
DarkZero. It's not a battle, but it's a war. The 2 best teams we have, the challengers, but Corey was left
Adder
alone.
got both.
Had to peek in a waterfall, and Adder with a huge double kill to save this for
Oh my
DarkZero.
God.
To tie this in OT
7.
yet again. And Verno
Spike
Plant.
is down to
High low.
25 health, and the Seas has already found him, so
Fuck.
the high-low a little bit off, but Verno will get one. But DarkZero tie it up again.
Is there a timeout that we can use for casters so we can use the bathroom here? Because this is going to go on forever. But you know what? I'm here for it the whole time. This has been some... I'd like to say clean Valorant coming through because in moments where it looks like it's very brawly and you're fighting and you're just looking in all angles and there's a bunch of util being thrown left and right and
Live check-in with Kira right now, waiting for her drink.
I don't need it.
From timeout to timeout.
Definitely don't need it.
How they're currently
I
working
don't need it.
together here. Both of these teams
I
I think
don't
they want to try to
need it.
capitalize and close in this first map. But I don't think there should be any timeouts left this time around. So
Live
all of
check-in.
the responsibilities coming down to Stellar and
You're
Joy
fucking-
on both ends. As
You
Oxygen
are
once
dying
again look
right
to
now.
challenge
You're
Joy
actually
with a full KJ
so
setup from Adder.
dehydrated.
And a scuba smoke to deny the one-way placed by We Did. And another smoke to delay Oxygen right at C. And We Did still has a paranoia and wants to be in position to get Oxygen, but also be safe to maybe retreat into Waterfall if there's a bit too much smoke being
Very
delivered
deep
there.
prowler. Scared of
But-
a B aggression.
Oxygen just kind of defaulting right now with alert from Scuba deep into A.
And this is going to be a
I
second
actually
wave
don't
hit
know if
towards
they're-
the seaside, but because they haven't broke
I
any
don't
of
know
this
what their
utility
plan
yet
is
from
here.
the
Maybe
very beginning,
activate door,
there's
try
still
to
gonna be
draw
some good
rotate,
stalls.
pop on
Alarm bot
C.
can trigger the
Because yeah, there we go.
paranoia,
Okay.
nanoswarms
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
Hopefully
See
the
what
satchel
happens
from
here.
Redux going in can break
Oh.
some of that util.
Okay.
Loading into the smoke is crazy.
The Omega Woman play, and look, Stellar immediately knows. No
Gets
hesitation.
punished.
Stellar is immediately
And
on the
Oxygen
rotate
will have
after
to
getting
go
that
into the
kill.
site
He just
without
knew.
paranoia, without as many smokes.
That's a very
Verno
bold
still
play to
has a
do on the lurk.
molly, But Oxygen are just still trying to find their footing and getting the trade. Makes this
Oh,
more winnable.
fuck.
The spike is down and
Whip one tap.
will not let his team
Ah!
lose. Now the nightfall.
I can't believe
the
it,
retake
dude.
from
What is
DarkZero, 12
happening?
seconds left and Oxygen can't even organize. Another wave of offense.
Okay, this time it got a little bit of chaotic
Oh.
when you see
Yeah.
players just trying to
What is
recover the
happening?
losses, trying to survive at that point. But that fall line coming behind the nanoswarms did one delay, but two almost got a combo kill. Wombo combo.
Dude, these two are literally going neck and neck, by the way. They're at 28 now. And I want to say these two were like one off before, too. Or maybe it was Redux before.
To break the KG util.
This is
was
such
really
a
the
fucking
demise
good
now
map.
For Austin trying to enter towards the site. And now the tides have turned for the 69th time. DarkZero back at back.
With the what? How many times?
Okay, DarkZero.
Nice, dude, that's
Have
nice.
control amount. The usual setup from Oxygen. Barrier gonna be thrown. Sonic sensor's still there. Paint shells towards the player out of the corner, and the
Oh
net
my
again.
God, they got
Oxygen
in.
catches DarkZero, but they come out ahead. DarkZero
Oh my
ahead
God,
of
they
the
got in on an
exchange. Can't get
insta
back on
pop
the
versus
retreat.
Brim
Probably
Fade
look up
Deadlock.
a lot to see who else is nearby.
What?
Dapper re-swings that before reinforcements were ready.
What
And
the
that's a
fuck? What's a
slip-up.
Dapper dink him with?
And
I
this is
well, I
back
thought that was a
towards DarkZero.
Vandal.
They got the plan
Was it a
down.
Phantom?
Scuba and
I didn't
Redux
see-
have to do this without a paranoia, but we're with Redux fully kitted out. Can he peek for
2v3.
Oxygen? It's a good start for Scuba. Through the smoke, Scuba just paves his own way. And even though
No shot,
the
dude!
lineups are not there, Redux
They're waiting for the
is
smoke. They're waiting for
there.
the
And we
smoke.
did. DarkZero had a 4 versus 2.
No, they're not. They're just gonna
and
peek
they're
him.
choking. Oxygen, tie it up.
Scuba once. I mean, I can't say once again because this is the first time I see him pop off in this overtime and save the round for Oxygen. I was pretty much done at that point and praise DarkZero. Now good. They entered toward the site. They got denied the last time they tried to work towards C. But what did they change this time around?
What?
They went for satchels, and this time
How the fuck did they just retake that site? Dude, I can't believe they just won that 4-on-2. What the fuck? Oh, I don't have time. I don't have time to replay that.
that series or win the first map until Scuba came in and won the round here for Oxygen to keep this.
This
once
is
again
such a
into
throw,
tie game.
dude.
Man, this isn't even grand finals, but this is a rematch of one from the mid-season cup, and it went all the way to that deciding map until DarkZero have.
There's no
improved so
timeouts
much over
left.
the
No one has
season
a timeout.
to best Oxygen. But
They
who
both
has
used
the
their
last
OT
laugh?
timeout. There's only one OT timeout for
When
all
a
of
win
OT
like this
forever.
is everything. Say goodbye to your ascension chances if you lose this series.
Oh my God.
DarkZero fully taking over
DarkZero
this
racking up the
site.
defensive rounds now all of a
Oxygen
sudden.
cut at the heel before they even knew what was
Oh,
coming.
run, you little
Scuba
turtle, run.
Dapper.
Run, you turtles,
Keep
run.
it close. Corey heads back. DarkZero starts to surround their prey. And it's DarkZero up to 18.
Okay.
And you're now at a point of the game where you can't really think about the strategies anymore. It comes down to the fundamentals and how much you can maximize the trading space.
Dude,
the
look at
swings,
this
the
4-on-2
back and
chat.
forth that could come through here.
They should have
for
closed
these
this out.
wins because
Why are these two so
everybody
up like
far
this?
Has been death
Look
balling
at
for
him.
C sites and A sites. No more default.
So he's in just a solo right here.
Once again on that point.
There's no one holding that
maybe
waterfall
there's
that
gonna
angle.
be a finish or in a split towards the B side, but Oxygen this time
Hell.
do not want to give the C side space. They're
And
about to
then
seize Nate in this
Adder
spot.
dies there. We did in the smoke, runs out. Fucking what a huge
DarkZero.
fail that was.
Got 4 players
Haven't
Oh
won.
my God.
DarkZero haven't won an offense in a little while. But this is a mound push we haven't seen.
Oh, fuck!
They're putting it all on the line, and Redux gets caught. But at least his team back him up. And that's the type of trust that Oxygen have
What?
through thick and thin. And this is a weakened DarkZero 2 with only Adder and Stellar left. And
This is such an
Only a
insane
Prowler.
game, bro. I feel like both
This is
teams are
gonna
just
be
countering the other one at the
almost
perfect time.
impossible.
You talked about a Redux getting caught, but that was a selfless play for him to satchel across, so he breaks crosshair placement and then also allows the Paranoid to follow suit and then see Oxygen to flood through. But we've seen these moments before at
Man, these teams don't want to
disadvantaged
fucking
positions
lose, huh?
for DarkZero that he could turn it around back in their favor,
Holy
especially with
fuck.
Adder still alive.
This game is
This is
delivering
where you're
so
really
hard right
testing
now.
Oxygen's resilience. And now you're having them look back
No
towards
way.
the fade util that was thrown behind them, and Stellar's running them over.
Can he get ult?
We're just
Is the orb
having-
there? Is
Yeah,
the orb
four
there?
versus- four
No way.
versus
It's
two
there.
Being choked back
He's
to
gonna
back.
ult this guy.
Now DarkZero have even things up. The nightfall as Stellar shines. Everything goes black for Oxygen. As Scuba holds his own. Hill
Stubble.
goes 1-for-1. Dapper versus Adder for the Lotus map win.
Turret in
For
4. He's gonna
DarkZero,
plant,
13
put the
seconds left
turret
to plant.
down.
Dapper
Where does
is
he put
nowhere
it though?
nearby.
For spawn?
Nano's available too for
Yeah.
Adder. Alarm turret just came up. This is huge.
Fuck, clear this. Clear this. I think he has to
Adder's
clear
stuck
this.
behind this box. Just hoping to hear Dapper come up.
I don't
really
like this because
gambling that
this is
he's
like the
on the
obvious angle
flank.
that he would
As
be
Dapper
if
starts
Dapper's.
is clear.
Oh, he
They're
had the
gonna go
alarm
face
bot.
to face very
Ah.
soon. Adder
You're
already
way smarter than
detecting
me.
Dapper
You're
is
way
shooting
smarter than
down
me.
his util. Time is running out. Dapper, this is a deadly game of hide and go seek. Adder is netted. This is a fish out of water. But can Dapper get the catch? He taps the spike.
Today.
And Oxygen
Ah!
will tie.
Oh my god! Adder had 2 nanoswarms on top of that too, but I do understand he doesn't want to give his position away. Yes, maybe the
What a
alarm bot
clutch
went
by
down, maybe the
Dapper,
turret
though.
went up.
That's a-
Dapper
that's a
knows that he's
fucking
playing
great
inside
1v1 by
that
Dapper.
util, but as soon as he throws a nanoswarm, Dapper will know exactly where that came from and then can
Holy
guarantee
fuck, dude. The
net to
suspense
land
right there
and
was
win that fight.
ridiculous, dude. The suspense for that clutch was crazy. It was like 30 seconds of just like, you're just sitting there. You're like just on edge, just waiting.
Oxygen.
That
and
was such
would've
a
been very
fucking
costly,
insanely
but Dapper,
suspenseful
the
clutch.
Veterancy once again comes back, steps
Normally
up to the
they're
plate,
way
and
faster.
we're now going into round 37.
We're
Like,
still
both-
trying to
both
check
players
with
were
our stats
so
team. Is
passive.
this the longest overtime
But they were
we've
both
had
in like
Challengers?
forward positions.
It feels like it. The two best teams going head to head. And only one of them could try to reach Ascension, and it's Redux that is already ahead of the game against Corey. It sets Oxygen up. We've had now 4 defensive round wins in a row. As of course
It's going to be
switches
really hard to win
side to side
4v5
here in
here.
OT. Will and offense vanquish.
yeah.
This Redux gets tagged through the
Oh, the
smoke. and
timing here.
Has to say
The
caution.
timing here
push,
is
though.
criminal.
This might not get checked.
Oh, Verdo, good catch, but a good, better trade out of Stellar. But a 4 versus 2, the most cursed number we've had in this OT. It doesn't matter, I guess.
And Adder and Stellar again.
Yeah.
Ladder spawns,
done it before.
stellar flank. Honestly, it's doable with this
Hunt, 2 prowlers.
positioning.
Stellar has a lot
doable.
of ways to get information, but he's on the other side of the map compared to Adder, and they're trying to link up. And Adder, his position's already discovered. An Oxygen, hide and tree, and Mitch swings out in a solo,
He
gets
didn't
tagged
think
up,
Mitch
but
would
gets the
swing
Adder
that.
kill. Now it's just Stellar, who tries to run after where this person in tree was. Stellar with a prowler will catch
Yeah.
Mitch, but Oxygen again with match
Oh,
point and
dude.
an offensive round win, which is nice.
A slower
Switching
tempo this
sides.
time around as well. And a slower tempo where DarkZero thought that they had an opportunity to be able to push down and go for that type of play to flank across the A side again. I mean, it turned out to be a nice 1v1 trade in front of B, but they've
No,
already
Stellar
lost
was
so many
always
players
good.
trying to jump spot, trying to clear out towards A, trying to stall towards the A side that it made it impossible really for the last 2 players to really come back
I think
into
100
this one.
Thieves as a
and
team like
especially when
didn't play very
Oxygen
well,
have
but
been staying
Stellar,
inside this
in
A
my
side
eyes,
and
has always been like
really good
an
since they've
IGL
been
that
starting to play
could
pulse
frag
fights
well.
inside A. So now it's up to DarkZero to play a little bit more of a default play. Taunts on both ends
Oh.
being thrown, a 2-1-2 setup, and Adder is low on HP where he's pulling out an operator on the attack at round number 38 of all rounds and tried to catch one off guard here in front of A.
It's a tough place to try and swing people with an op, knowing Oxygen are nearby. And when Adder is already low as it is, Redux up close with the boom bot, gets shot around the rock corner. Paranoia right through. This is the moment for Redux to capitalize. He'll get one. Paint shells to force them back into hiding. And we did teleports forward, sacrificing himself for the team. And only 2 remain for DarkZero. Oxygen for the win. Showstopper.
Oh my God.
The real show is being put on by Redux. And that is it. Oxygen 20-18, and one of the longest OTs we've seen. We'll take
Wow,
Lotus.
that's such a
I think
brutal
at this
map
point for
loss.
both of these teams,
That was Oxygen's map pick, I'll say that. But you never know how a team is gonna like bounce back after a fucking map like that. Like, you have no idea what you're gonna get. Like, that is such a fucking crazy map. Jesus, they just played like 2 maps in one. Played a full best of 3 on Lotus. That's wild.
Yeah, any more rounds?
Mitch just like immediately. I bet he had to go to the bathroom.
40, so it's just,
Jesus, that's a
Get
free
light.
jab.
you know what? There's been enough damage being done in this
A
level.
claw. Dapper's got a claw out.
Where Icebox is coming up. But
I remember
first, we gotta
that
check in if
fucking-
the desk is still alive. So we'll see you after this.
They're probably 40 as well.
What the fuck? Damn, the stats aren't in yet. I'll pull up the stats when I come right back. I'm gonna get water and put this shit away. Right back. I'll put this bad boy on too. Fuck it. I kinda wanna thaw this yogurt. I'll get back in a second. updated. If you said the stats updated, then no, it's not updated. You liar. There we go. Okay. Every time I try to fucking sneak away, just reel me back in. That's just an even matchup, man. Like, I think everyone showed up. Everyone played pretty well. I'm not gonna like pin any blame on anyone. But the 4-on-2, where was that? Was it 36 or 34? Turtle Troop had some chances, man, to put this away. They definitely had some chances. What a comeback. What a fucking comeback. After losing pistol, they force and make that comeback. Crazy. This is where they struggle. What's odd is that it doesn't look like they struggled if you look at their first ones. Just because the retakes fucking killed them. Alright, they're back.
After 14 rounds of overtime between Oxygen and DarkZero, it is Oxygen who get that map win of Lotus, and none of us were expecting the map to go that distance. We've talked about how well Oxygen were looking on this map. They had an 8-4 half, but Emily, as we went into the second half, into that overtime, it seems like it was never gonna end.
Oh my gosh, I really thought it was never gonna end. I was starting to grow gray hairs from how long we were waiting. But I just feel like I need time still to digest everything that just happened. I can imagine that the players feel the same way. It felt like once we swapped over to the second half, it was a 8-4 half for Oxygen Esports. Things really started to kick off, like you said. DarkZero lost the pistol, but then they won the force buy, and then from there on out, it just kind of felt like they were very composed. They had lots of really good mid-rounding and quick decision-making. This round that we see on this screen was absolutely incredible. Those type of plays are just really bread and butter with the orbital strike mixed with the C's. These type of combos I felt like helped keep Oxygen Esports in the game, and Redux really stepped up towards the half. I mean, he had so many incredible rounds. Like this one right here, we had to go back for the replay to see that insane fast 3K that he had. And this last round on the screen, I thought he was gonna get an ace. He waited for the perfect timing with the Omen Flash comboed with his nades, and overall, just such a fun match to watch.
I mean, 19-19 first kills between the two, and the 2018 match that we just saw is the longest that we've had in challenges, at least of this year, and maybe even longer, maybe the longest and craziest overtime we've ever had, Gompers, because it seems like, as Emily was saying, this was never gonna end.
It really did feel that way, and a lot of the reason being, like, both of these teams, they were so good at searching for that control and gaining it, but they also just never wanted to let it go. So then you were caught in these really big eruptions of fights. You were caught in obviously 1v1 situations, clutch situations, right, that we got to see from everybody on both sides of the team. Just
the
for
first
Oxygen
map was an hour
reign
and
victorious
26
again.
minutes.
88%
Are you
win
serious?
percentage through
Was that
maps
what they said?
across the past couple months for Oxygen. So for them, this has been the map that they were sure that they were going to win, and that's exactly what they did.
I mean, they were sweating a little bit, though, that's for sure. With so many rounds that they ended up playing out. I mean, 14 rounds. That would have been a second map going 13-1. It's insane what we just saw. And
where are we going
shout out
now?
to Verno as well. I know we're looking at the very top. We're looking at the two duelists, the two race players.
Oh yeah, Icebox.
Corey on
I said
Redux
that.
having such a
That
crazy
surprised
impact.
me.
But Verno in those overtime rounds, Emily, he was having an insane impact too. You
Okay,
talked about
what's
the orbital
happening
strike.
there?
You talked about the combination that we saw with the Fade. I think it was a constant throughout, which allowed them to close out the map at the end.
Yeah, it just felt like, again, they had such good mid-rounding.
They
I
got
think that
owned
was
in the grand
important. We would
finals
see
there.
them start over towards
pick that
A and
there?
get the A control. They would go through
They
the
picked it
door,
there
and then
too.
they would mix in, do a fake plan at B, then they would run towards C. So this is the type of mid-rounding that is needed. It's very difficult to do on the fly like that, but definitely needed from them. We knew that this was going to be an intense
They're
game
like,
versus these
this
two
will
teams.
never happen again.
I didn't think it was going to go into that much
Now that we have
OT,
Weeded
but
back,
I'm glad it
this
did.
won't
It just really
happen.
felt like it was a grand finals match to watch.
Interesting.
It puts you in the situation that the players
don't
are in.
normally
They are
pick this
playing
map.
to stay alive, to make it to Ascension, to represent North America, and also on the other side, to not be eliminated just yet. That is, I mean, whoever loses here, that's gonna be the end of their year for challengers, and they're gonna have to wait if they wanna ascend as a whole
see
team. They're
why
gonna
they're
have to
picking
wait
it.
a whole other year. So a situation that nobody wants
It's
to
the
be
weak
in
spot.
just yet. But I mean, we have to talk about Oxygen having the
Fucking respect, Beaten. I'd fit in OG Fast and Furious movies. It's fucking, you know what I say. For the family.
Yeah,
what
like
does
I
he say?
said,
What the fuck
as
does he
a
say?
player, that is so mentally draining, and going into that many OTs, you really used all of the
I live
ideas
my
that you
life a
have in your
quarter mile
playbook,
at a
and then
time.
it just comes on how can you adapt the most. Going into
Oh,
Icebox
yeah, that's.
now.
I should have fucking just said that. I wish I had that line in my head, but I just never watched the Fast and Furious movies, like growing up. And then I went to see that one in the theater, I think, where, bro, they were driving a car on a fucking plane runway for like an hour. like this runway might have been 45 miles. This is 45-mile plane runway.
You talked about the synergy that you need on this map to make it work out. Do you think that's going to be given the upper hand for Oxygen as they come out of this overtime, or do you think it's going to be the DarkZero win on this map?
I think we've seen a lot of instances within Oxygen of what they're capable of synergy.
I feel like I definitely didn't pronounce it right.
Tether combined with that orbital strike that we got to see from, I believe it was from, I actually have it here, from Mitch. So when you see that, it really does make you feel a little bit more secure looking into a map like Icebox for Oxygen. But with DZ, they're so good at gaining.
Dude, Strike, you left and
maintaining it.
Man, that game went on forever. Where'd you go?
Like that on a map like
honestly, I can't believe you came back expecting this series to still be on, Strike.
I feel like this is a DZ map.
I can't believe you're fucking complaining right now.
And I just want to bring up, we were listening to Redux talking in an interview before this game even started, and he said that he gathered his team together to say, okay guys, we need to lock in. And I feel like that is so relevant to the situation right now. They absolutely need to lock in if they want to close it out to continue on, because this isn't their map pick, and I don't think it's one of their strongest maps.
Necklace?
Could make
is
it
that
work,
like,
but now's the time to lock in.
it kind of looks like the Lev logo, but I feel like it's not the Lev
sometimes
logo.
it just takes the hero plays, the individual plays for some of these players to close it out. I mean, that's what happened in all of those rounds with overtime that we were seeing the team plays, everybody kind of fragging out, but sometimes you need that one to step up and be like, okay, we've had enough. This is the way that is going to work, and that is exactly what Redux was able to do into that last round to get that 3K. It's something that you need to rely on as well, Gompers, on this map that can depend so much on the duelists and the positions that they're going to be playing here with the operator. There's a lot of options. I think all of the players here are pretty flexible when it comes to it. So let's jump into the agent select, Gompers.
She picked Lev to win champs,
what we're going to be playing here.
I'm excited to take a look. I'm worried now.
Corey on the arena this time.
Which has been
Redux off the arena, Corey on the arena.
Which I
okay, double duelist
player, but for DarkZero, they were crazy on Lotus, and I think they feel comfortable enough kind of letting someone take the lead like Corey, especially with Corey kind of being that overdog. But 2 players there playing the duelist role, which is great.
And I'm looking at DarkZero's map pool. Actually, they did a little bit of a change. Last time they played, they were using Gecko. So no Gecko this time.
Shells up, chat. Shells up.
I think only on Icebox, Reyna is
we go map 3
to use. And
off the backs
Corey,
of these double duelists right here.
I think the change is going to be okay. It's just not knowing what to expect, because Gecko does have such a big impact, but obviously they have
these
a plan
double duelists carry us to map 3.
It's a Reyna that we saw yesterday on that map of Haven, and when we asked Corey why he was playing that Reyna on that map, he was talking about how it was just something that was on the fly because he didn't get enough practice with what we did was going to be doing on that map. So I'm wondering if it's the same case here. It's something that you can work around and make work for the side of BW.
I hope they're not mentally defeated, you know?
Playing with this harbor that I love to see on this.
Dude, we don't know like what we did's like. Bro, that is a long fucking game to play. If he wasn't feeling good before that, holy shit, he's definitely not feeling good now.
So much, yes. This has really felt like a grand
that's kind of working
we are
against
being
them.
Treated to one of the most exciting matches in all of playoffs, and
I didn't really
and what
think
a treat of
about
a map.
that.
Speaking of grand finals, like Oxygen.
Yeah,
and
I hope he's like
at the time, faced up on Icebox,
I hope he's taking care of himself and like taking in the right nutrients right
Yeah,
now and not like
during that
too
break there said,
dialed
I wish
in,
we had
you know?
lower finals.
Because then like the longer the
we can't really
series.
see one of these teams go home yet, and I have wholeheartedly agree because I after what I've been seeing so far from these players, I mean, so many of them deserve to, if not all of them, deserve to be in the tier 1 scene. But back into the reality of it, this is elimination point.
His stamina has to be
for
on
Oxygen if they could close out the second map. A map, as you just mentioned, during the mid-season cup in the grand finals, defeated DarkZero 13-5. But also
double
both of these teams running different comps this time around.
At the bottom,
double duelists on the defensive side, looking for aggression on
we're
mid.
faking some A pressure. Hopefully getting a rotate back.
This is why this is their
pick. The harbor. Okay. Big that the trade happens.
And we just haven't seen
the trade
any
is
harbor
very good.
from Oxygen.
And the harbor going back to B indicates that
Reyna, though.
we should rotate B. Yeah, I said we.
Corey, at least you got a backup. It's B-Dog, that jet specialist.
How much
DarkZero.
toxins are in this wall?
No, there's different players on the other side as well.
God.
And as it drops, Oxygen were ready, and they fire right through the heart.
Ooh, nice shot at her.
Player
And it's a
standing.
2v2
No.
though, and it's scrappy around this site. Zatter, a little too antsy, forces out the dash though from Redux. Zatter heard the spike be tapped. He will look in the wrong direction. It gets a chance for Verno to strike.
Great piss around to start things off here for Oxygen to salvage the bleeding, to stop the bleeding, especially when they've lost Mitch here into the mid fight. That said, you were mentioning here, it's an agent that hasn't really been played by Mitch overall as a Harbor, but a composition that we've seen before
toast.
here on this Icebox with this double controller so that it could stall as much as you could here on the takes into the sites and into the post plans when you're just trying to isolate and flush people out of these positions.
If you,
And
we did
double controllers
actually,
is
it's
very
really
good for
sick.
that,
Actually,
and you also
Well,
allow
that's
to get good
fucking
conditioning
awful word to
being
be
done
using,
to.
it's pretty cool that we did his posting and like updating everyone with like his journey with everything. Like,
this is an eco for DarkZero.
I am very oblivious to this. Like, even like I've never.
I think Oxygen are
I don't know.
sussing out Corey
You know, like
in this
actually, one of my friends in
position.
chat was
He's able to
Mark
chop on
was
the other
just
side,
diagnosed
and
with
he
cancer,
had B-Dog there just in case they wanted to make
and he's teaching me a lot.
a play. Oxygen
Man, it's
get nothing
fucking
for their efforts
crazy.
to leave someone behind in case the
A lot
defense
of
wanted
young
to keep
people I know are
extending,
getting
but
fucking cancer.
Oxygen will pivot. And look at this readout of DarkZero. They're already stacked.
Yeah, they're just going
Kaide,
gambling back and forth, and that
Oxygen,
was because of this
fuck.
wall that just came out here. Like I said before, it was held before by Scuba, and as they pulled that up, like, oh, maybe the hit's gonna
Yeah,
come
I'm
here
like
this
just
time,
learning about
especially with
this,
the
like,
owl
this
drone
late in
that's
my
gonna try to
life.
clear towards B. So this should be an open side, as you can see on the minimap.
never,
But this is also a composition, as we have a
like,
chance to
followed
talk about it,
along
being
like this.
utilized by Leviathan over in the VCTs, and it had so many
Yeah,
good
it's not
successes
something I
on
really
this
like
map
wanted to know.
with
Yeah.
this comp. And that's
It's not
also
like I'm
just
gonna
leveraging
activate
on how
these right
good
now.
Aspas was, of course, on opening entries, and also continuously fight towards screens, updrafting towards the
30
air,
seconds
Sorry,
on
it
both
got
screens and fighting.
depressing. No
So
more.
I
I'm-
would
I'm outta there.
like to think, because
I'm
this
outta
is an
there.
Oxygen esports that has a lot of grit and a lot of attitude, they would like to play some very similar
pretty
play styles.
bouncy.
This-
I like
you
how
can
they
already
popped
see
the
them.
harbor wall from
Nobody
pretty
playing on the
close.
post plan, all of them except for one holding up here towards A, and they're just getting rid of the fight rather in the back of the A site.
Some teams will pop the hard ball from like back
pushing
here. He did it from
the
here,
back.
so it was just like immediate.
DarkZero, if they walk through that, it's gonna be cooked. You gotta wait it out, and so they do. And this is where the shock
Beautiful.
falls, puts pressure on
Molly
to
Shock
Mitch.
is so good right
And
there.
DarkZero have their presence known,
4-on-4.
starting to establish themselves as Redux tries to be elusive through
clippers.
the smoke, and with the SMG gets one.
Honestly, not too bad of an
Oxygen
eco
in a
right now.
3 versus 2 now on the post plane.
I doubt they'll
Running
win,
out
but-
for Corey, still having a leer, but not having any more friends to fall with. Corey will just be taken out by the spike, and it will be Oxygen taking the anti-eco.
Yeah, and that gives us a chance rather to talk about the DarkZero as well. This is also a different composition, and they're coming out as well. Arena in the hands of Corey, going double duelist on the defensive side is going to be very hard
Yeah.
to do as well.
This half
when
will
you
be
don't
pretty
have too much
difficult.
active
That's like-
utility coming through. I mean, you still have Adder that could walk.
I mean, the worst part about this, yeah, for Turtle Troop is that they're coming off of that like tragic map loss, and now they're on the defensive side of Icebox with double duelists, and it's like it's just gonna be a little bit difficult to get things rolling here.
with the support from Asova to start, but I think these two will just try to get stay together to try to fight as much as they could.
Ah,
Ooh, B-Dog trying
There
to
was
be
actually-
aggressive and gets chunked down by Redux.
there was a chance, but I
master
do think there
of
should have been
jets.
someone in like a more forward
Now
position
this
with
wall
him instead of
coming
someone
down.
just spamming.
Thankfully, no one was at Yellow Box because Oxygen would have been caught off guard, but it's still Yellow Box is still something Oxygen have to clear, and they'll do so with the recon, with Redux getting on
Oh,
top
yeah.
of the box. They'll get a ping on the Corey, knowing he went to mid cut, and they have Dapper in
Oh,
position to
so good.
capitalize. So mid control and a lane paved down for Oxygen,
3-on-5.
but now with vision
They
being
walled,
blocked from mid and
Just cut
Dapper
noise
giving up mid
completely.
as well.
Wait for people to
Oxygen
push
not so
because they have an alarm
comfortable
bot mid. They have
getting the
vision
spike
on
down yet.
the A flank.
Should be
So
looking
it's
pretty
just
good here.
a
They're just going
great
to wait for the
hold,
second
triple
wave
high
of
low.
fuel, or even because they have the harbor Mitch, if they have the high tide up.
This is so
especially now
well
that they popped
organized
out the
from
orb on the
Oxygen.
other end. This
I'm
might
worried.
be just wait for the harbor wall. Let's go for a second wave. Let's go for a
Yep.
cove plant and play a clean post plant towards the end. Yeah, but at least they're giving so much respect for DarkZero. I mean, imagine, look at the scoreline you see on the top.
30
It was a
seconds left.
20-18 scoreline that finished the first half, or the first map, as you could see. So Oxygen knows that they have you know, a roster that can turn it
Simple.
around, especially with this first blood on the post plant.
4 on 3.
Yeah, catching
Unlikely,
someone
but that
mid's a
kill will
good
make
chance for
them-
Oxygen to start
See if there's anything else.
continuing this round in their favor. Now with the spike planted, they can just head back, play for main, and now with this Viper wall being up for Scuba, DarkZero really have to rely on contact from Stellar, and they'll get a ping on the Redux, and kind of awkward there from Adder having his focus split between the rest of Oxygen's reinforcements on the other side. And it'll be 3 in a row for Oxygen here in a second.
I actually agree. I think
And that second is
Oxygen
already
were
there.
my
The
favorites
last
to
kill picked
win
up by
this.
Scuba, and this
So like M80 sending Oxygen to lowers so early is fucking nuts. Like that was crazy to me because I think of Oxygen as like very, very good. Like these players are so highly skilled before we ever even start talking about like the tactics, right? Like before we ever talk about what they're doing with like their util, spacing, timing, trading, all this other shit, their ult plays, their actual skill level is very high. Like they have
finding out in the open like that.
probably like 3 players that could be like star fraggers on
Cascade.
other teams.
Own half the real estate after DarkZero have been poking around, extending through A and really testing the waters and playing that forward as we did, but backing away. Just seeing
That was
Oxygen
actually,
across that corner side.
you know
but
where that's from?
Oxygen
That's
really take their time.
Frizz.
Yeah, and sorry, I just
Frisk
realized
used to
that
come
the
in.
extra line that I was seeing at the
Let me see,
beginning
I'll
was just the
find her.
barriers. So like,
She's such an awesome
it's just
babe.
my bit rate's a little bit off here as I'm watching the screen, but nonetheless, the default wall comes back. It's an eco that you have for DarkZero.
This is
They
Frizz.
have a stack
So
coming in towards
she-
A, and it's up to Core to try to fight
she
info.
literally
At
just
least
tweeted
for
about
now,
it recently.
if they could stall out towards the A site and push them
maybe
back
not.
for Oxygen, this
did
gives a
tweet
chance
about
for
it.
Corey
Must be a
to
reply.
open things up on
I will
the
get it.
recross back towards mid.
I will find one.
Lots of fights across the map.
Dapper in a 1v1. Great timing on Adder. Clears the way
she
for B
delete
and
it?
pulls the rotation, but here's
Oh,
Corey
no, there it is.
to cut it off, and he just has a sheriff. Hey, getting one is good, and with the
4v4.
Reyna, won't be allowed to disengage quite
Oh my god, is there?
safely.
Oh,
But okay, there's Mitch.
that is an annoying
West
wall
Duckling
at that moment.
to stop DarkZero from going on the flank.
Remaining.
As Oxygen plant down, just we did in a 1v4. And Oxygen had a great
Ooh,
start on the
into-
last map. Not too
There it
shabby
is.
from we did, but Oxygen.
She put Diet
always
Milk
have
in the
these great
game.
starts.
Yeah, both Weed and Corey looking pretty good on those shots on the sheriff. And you talk about the last little duckling, sorry, but he wasn't lost here, Mitch. That he's doing a perfect high fight to not allow Corey to get an extra pick.
That was literally
Sheriff,
cool.
he looked like he was going to be on fire on that repeat and save that round.
So
Saved also
fucking
another
stupid.
fight on a push on a main just to make the plan a little bit
So
more easier for
stupid.
Oxygen. But if not, when we did was
Dude,
holding
that was
back
such
here
an
and fighting towards that
unhinged
B side,
cast.
he kept the economy quite low
Lever
against
spear.
your Oxygen.
Yeah,
Yes, they
yeah,
still
that's
have a
the
pretty strong
tri-cast
buy,
there.
but these are
I
still
loved it.
crucial kills that you want.
They were fucking
round
having a
after
real good
round
time
here
out
for the
there.
defensive side, especially when you've lost your gun run against Oxygen's bonus.
Oh, reckoning from Mitch.
That was great.
After they got information of 2 DarkZero defenders on this site. This will force DarkZero out, and Redux hunt for blood comes up from behind.
Oh
waited
no.
on
Oh
Frizz,
my
and
god.
Corey.
They got 2
He is
duelists, but they ain't even got the
so
best
good.
one, you know?
Plant for Oxygen.
I got 2
B-Dog
duelists,
with
but
the
don't
op.
got the best one to
Is just gonna
serve.
decide to save it. And Adder looking
Ooh.
for exit frags. This round is already over.
How does this go, Chad? Giga, Redux, Giga. Dude, that guy was owning towards that back of the A site there. Again,
Jesus.
it's
That
just
was
a simple
clean.
play that came out, and we've seen this before. If you've been
Oh,
watching
he's out
the
for blood
VCTs.
now. He knows where
Just
you are.
Trying to play above the
Wait,
high
that's
tides.
possible?
It blocks the vision of your
Is that
opponent.
possible,
You
Jets?
get the upper hand by updrafting. You're breaking crosshair placements on Bladestorm to get all those picks in. No opportunities here for DarkZero, and they might.
Wow.
Okay, these are nice kills at least. I was going to say they might not have a chance to save all the rifles remaining here for these last 2 players, but Adder will be able to do so at least for now.
Alright, 5-0.
Great start for Oxygen. And I mean, both these teams have really dominated on their offenses. They know how to execute the plans from scrims.
At least be like saving the op.
B-Dog gets to keep the op too. That's what's important. You got lockdowns, Empress, the Viper's Pet. Oxygen will have a really good post plan if they can get that going, but I think both teams need to discuss how they're going to use these lockdowns too.
Yeah. if anything, most
Yeah, I don't
importantly for
know,
DarkZero
dude.
for sure.
Sometimes
because they
Jets
don't
do
want to
crazy
let this
shit.
slip. Again,
They just like
this
in the moment
is their
feeling
tournament
it. Yeah.
lies pretty
So
much right here.
it
if
looked
ends
pretty
against
close.
Oxygen, and then it'll have to potentially be just another round, another run rather, another attempt the following year. So you're trying to keep this close, and there's potentially a reason why you still want to let this float and pick this even against Oxygen when you lost 13-5, and it shows because it came out with a brand new composition. I don't know if they were expecting though for Oxygen to pull up the same
So what
thing
Vans is
because
saying
it almost
here,
felt like
chat,
Corey wanted to go toe to toe.
these guys played
Redux as Arena at this
They
point.
played,
but now they have to think
this
on the
isn't it,
fly,
actually.
but they don't have to think that hardly because they've
This is
again
week
they've
5.
seen this composition before. This is a composition that
Where's
if
this
you've
shit
been watching a lot, there's good ways
shit
to fight against it.
There
You
it
just
is.
have to realize how you can
This
play a
is
little
the
bit further back
mid-season
into the
cup.
aggression
Turtle
of
Troop
Redux at
picked
the very beginning.
Icebox.
And if not, how can you play
And they got fucking slapped.
deniability on
Just
the
like
B side
this.
and not allow the double controllers to get too much map value.
Obviously, very different comp. We did's not playing.
DarkZero, their best
Maybe
side
they
is
thought-
attack on Icebox. And
Fuck, it'll be way different.
this is also the same two teams that it went 9-4, a start for Oxygen, and it ended 20-18. So DarkZero know how to play from behind.
I
They're
like
not
that they have
worried.
this alarm bot. This is a
May
good
not be their
setup.
stronger side, but
Letting the
they
Jet
have
off
a
this
strong
line.
Hopper and B-Dog
The
watching
Jet
over
could
B.
get lurked on because the
But
Viper could
Oxygen
like slip out
have
in
been
this little
free to
lane.
kill the first
So this
10
alarm bot is
seconds of
great.
a round to start going into A. And there's a stack on this side. It's a 5-3.
Okay,
If
here we go.
Oxygen want to press the issue, now how do you flush Stellar out from this
Redux
position? No one's
fucking-
really watching it now.
What?
The tide is up. Oxygen have blocked DarkZero.
Dude,
in a place
he
they do not want to
destroyed
be.
Weeded, I
And
think it
this
was,
round already feels
backside.
over once again for
I wish we were
Oxygen, who
watching it.
So deadly on their executes.
It might be
DarkZero
dude.
for this round and the previous round. We're trying to leverage the operator towards this B side, and it's
Fuck,
been
dude.
avoided by Oxygen. Nonetheless, though, they still had a heavy lean towards A. But once the flood of util comes through and the pathing was different from Redux, you saw the positioning off this
Yeah,
timeout.
they need
Let's
to
see
be
if this fight continues
proactive.
on though. There you go. Adder save the guns, saves the gun for now. But you see the different positioning coming out. Stellar's playing on the top of the A tower, so we could maybe try to.
I mean, what do you think it is, Trick? Like, why do you think they're not aggressing for kills like towards A and like? I guess they. So Pistol, I'm not being fair. I'm not being fair at all because I'll tell you why. On Pistol, they aggressed mid. They traded on the Harbor. On bonus or first gun was the round that Corey spammed from back here and B-Dog died pushing here. So like two of those rounds they were aggressing. But there isn't a lot to push them off of the like there's no flash. So like I would expect them to like be all up in the A lines and shit and like really harassing a lot of this early Harbor shit. I don't know. I feel like they need to step up and like be ahead of the util a little bit more. I kind of do agree with that, but they were trying. I just don't like their efforts.
The half and
Like what they were
now
going
you're trying
for.
to change the pace with the Sheriffs pushing up towards pipes. That's also something that they could leverage here with this double duelist on the A side.
Flash was
And
a bit
hopefully
too
they can do
high,
that
huh?
with rifles in the next round.
Yeah, best case scenario would have been B-Dog surprising them with a hero vandal, but their one thing that's for sure is what
Just
death
running
taxes and
them
Oxygen
down.
going A and winning the round.
Yeah.
So well, I guess they went to B once or twice, but this is Oxygen on their playground, and even though Oxygen haven't played this map since the mid-season cup,
Yeah,
so
that's what.
they obviously
I mean, I know they picked it in that mid-season cup, so I guess they were confident then too. But I don't know if I would ever feel confident picking Icebox into like a zoomy team like Oxygen. For a lack of a better way to describe them, like when I look at Oxygen, I'm like, man, these guys have some fucking shooters. Like, ideally, I want to get them in maps where I can like bog them down with util and absolutely like overwhelm them. I don't want to get them in aim battles in like elevation changes and shit. Like this is the last place I want to play them. I don't care what their fucking record is. Like they'll like I don't know. Like I that's how I perceive Icebox. I've always perceived Icebox that way. But I don't know. I've talked to players that don't perceive it that way, so
okay. At least B-Dog goes 1 for 1 with these double duelists on DarkZero's side. They're hoping to pull off more of these solo plays. And oh, a triple kill now for Scuba.
Yeah, Breeze is like
And only
the same
4
feeling.
versus 2, but it's still cursed. It could still be cursed. We'll see if that follows.
Ascent
in
is like
Icebox.
who has
7-0 for Oxygen.
the better like mid-rounder.
High-tide, but maybe leaving a small gap.
I guess
on
now with
that,
like some of the deadlock comps, like
on that high ground, but
probably
Stellar is
still
still
the best
gonna
mid-rounder.
be conservative. Trying to talk to Adder. Do they want to invest? in a
Abyss is
lockdown?
probably like best
Against all the ults, you
innovation.
probably assume that
Best,
Oxygen
like,
have, and
overwhelming
now that Adder is
strats.
pinged.
Shit
This
that
is so
catches
chopped.
people off
Yeah.
guard.
I think they might want to give it up, but Stellar
Like
looks
every
like he wants to try to go for
every
some
map
sort of
has
pick.
like
There's just
something
way
that's
too many
gonna
ults.
have
I
like
mean,
oh
Verno's already all the
What?
way back towards A. If anything, the Hunter's Fury
Still
could
3-on-2
guarantee the
though.
round. They have too many ults now on the defense, on the attack side on the pulse plant.
Yeah, please tell me Redux lag there. That
oh
was
my
so
god,
weird.
the double damage molly.
Now the Hunter's Fury on top of that. Time is running out to
Enemy
get
remaining.
the defuse. Oh, that was Verno's Hunter's Fury. Never mind. But 4 for Scuba and the ace and Oxygen, letting them know what's up.
Do we have any PC ads right now for aces like in VCTs? I don't think so, right? So we'll just call it a nice little ace on the lurk on the pulse plan as well for Scuba. That said, though,
They're just like
as I was
red
mentioning, there's a
hot
lot of
now,
good
man.
ults available on the defensive side for DarkZero in the very beginning.
We have to be strong, chat. We have to be. This is mental shattering. I can't say we have to be strong and then I look over and I see this is mental shattering. That is not strong. That is the
You're
opposite
hoping
of strong,
at least
chat.
right now with this comp
We
on
need-
the defensive side where you're starting.
Get
with
it
the double
together.
duelist. I mean, you're hoping to at least get 3 out of the 4 remaining rounds in terms
Gotta
of what you
fucking
can salvage
believe.
in. This time, B-Dog, they're inserting him alone towards the A site, 4 players towards B. That might be the play this time around.
Oxygen are hoping for another insert sponsor here. Flawless. But it's one step at a time. Start with the Owl Drone, play off the
call
Viper Wall.
Black light everything.
Yeah.
Poison's off.
DarkZero.
Black light.
What the
Oh my
fuck?
god. God, is that you?
No, it was black light. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Well, Reckoning for Mitch. As soon as they sense DarkZero are on the side. Ooh, B-Dog, clean shot, but the Reckoning will find you. Mitch throws it out. Trigger being pulled, but it's
alright.
Corey that bests Verno. And with the Viper Wall up, this is so scrappy. And
3 on 2.
Scuba
Alright.
pulling off so
1
many
on 2,
multi
1 on
kills.
2, 1 on 2.
It's just Dapper though, with the lockdown still active.
The spike is down on this
To
wall.
get the
There's no
spike
way it's
back
time
in
for
his
all this
hands,
shit.
right on the other side.
Wait.
The high tide. Dapper clears the lockdown right in time.
Oh, this
Taps the
split.
spike, expecting someone around the corner. 11 seconds.
seconds left.
You may just
this
have to
time.
go for kills, because I don't think DarkZero gonna let you plant.
Spike's down.
Gets barely away with it.
Enemy
And now Stellar emerges. Dapper with a great read. Here's Adder from behind, but chokes as Adder gets the defuse in the first round for DarkZero.
That's one of those things where when you're playing your ranked games, everybody's like, I
Oh
saw the
my
vision.
god,
As he
bro.
was falling back, he just saw
What the
top
fuck?
of the head of Stellar, but switched.
I
to
thought he
the
was
spike
about to
because of the
lose
time
that
remaining,
shit,
but at
man.
least identified where the last 2 players were at rather, and almost was able to win that 1 versus 2. But Adder keeps it clean. Adder also is able to conserve the op now for the next round for B-Dog, and that was the biggest thing as well for DarkZero. Keeping the op, playing up for a 1, this time with the op on the A side, so you can get some good early information on top of pipes instead of trying to play more passively from yellow, and then you can react off that. And when they did that, it gave a chance there for Corey to move around and for both double duelists to anchor out towards A. Now Oxygen are realizing that DarkZero are pivoting the op from place to place, so they need to try to leverage that a little bit more, or they need to try to figure out and snuff out where the op could be at the very beginning. Because contact plays got denied.
Two
Alright,
Viper
so standard
spits,
Harbor
2.
Cascade. Dart gets a lot
Good
of
post
info.
plan of Oxygen.
They're not rotate. Okay,
Set
Sova's
things
moving.
up, and now that they've finally
Sova
lost
has
a
a
round
good
on
spot
A,
now to ult off
finally lost a
any
round
kind
in
of B
general.
play onto
Oxygen
default.
switch things up, but they're
into
going to be
main.
running into a lot of KJ traffic. So they're just going to be relying on aim, I guess, to clear yellow boxes. And now the swing at the same time pushes DarkZero
Ooh,
back
look at
past
this
the Viper's
Harbor wall.
High tide.
Mitch is
Just to
cooking.
cut off mid, leaving The very back
sends the cascade
of
off the
spawn
map,
open.
and so that way they could
Oxygen hopes to
progress
play
up with it.
quickly, and Redux does what
Great
he can to
kills.
pave a path, but DarkZero play as a team, and they come out ahead in the exchange. It's only Verno with no spike planted. DarkZero did such a good job with reading this
Okay.
and preventing it from even developing.
I've
really
never
on Corey's
seen
positioning as well on the top of that bridge. Here's the footsteps. Couldn't really find the first one that was hugging the high tide, but the
this
second
is
passing
so
where
funny.
I was giving a lot of credit for Redux on the previous rounds on how he's able to scale up the sites and get a lot of space for the team. This time exposed himself a little bit as he was walking out towards danger, towards Snowman. The call came out from Corey. He dropped down and he pinched everybody fighting back towards B. Why? Because DarkZero pulled nanoswarms into the site. There's no opportunities to play that open post plan at the default that Mitch was doing before. So they're just trying to pivot to fight towards a spawn, especially with the high tide that he threw. And DarkZero looked like they were ready for it.
Another A hit.
Get out of my way.
And this time we did place the Viper wall there to help them establish and retake the site if needed. Hunter's Fury now
No,
that
I
they've
didn't get
sensed
anyone.
Oxygen
That's not
are
good.
lurking around A. It's already too late. Oxygen are set
No.
up. They have Redux on top of screens, getting a peek at DarkZero before they can throw util, before
Okay,
they
that
can try
is
to emerge
crazy
back
by
in.
Corey. How the
Now
fuck did
Corey,
he get that?
the Empress, you better watch out. We don't get to see Corey on this agent too often. But with the spike planted, Oxygen can take a step back and play off the Viper's pit. And DarkZero hope to flush them out. And they're starting with the perimeter. And now Adder steps up, but he was by himself. And Oxygen are just reacting quicker. We're now with the two-man advantage. And time on their side, Oxygen seems to just snuff out every target. And DarkZero, it's an even bigger lead that they have to surmount.
Yeah, this is going to be a 2-9 scoreline for Oxygen. I mean, this kind of just repeats itself of how Oxygen has been playing against DarkZero, against M80. Always very, very strong first halves, and then it gets a little bit closer going into that second one. But I like the position that we had from Oxygen in that post plant, from that Viper, from Scuba. There's been, I know it was 100 Thieves playing, but I forgot against who. But they had so many players on the opposite end holding inside that pit that 100 Thieves had so much utility to throw inside that pit to take them down towards jail. But what's different this time around for Oxygen is they kind of keep just Scuba alone inside the pit, and then two players on the left side of Nest so they could fight pipes, so nobody could really jump across here for DarkZero inside the pit to try to take down Scuba. So I like how they're working together here.
Oh, base set up for the Reyna.
Corey's kind of a one and done.
no.
He'll get spotted. Well,
Bro.
the Owl Drone saw murder.
I feel like they have all these setups, but like they don't have plans for like the
They don't have
harbor.
mana.
It's like they're not ready
the one
for
duelist in their
when the
path.
harbor uses util.
And B-Dog is trying to play with Stellar. They've droned back, so they know this is a real hit coming towards the B side. Now hearing them escape, Oxygen are going to head back towards A, and that's where Adder's utility is set up.
I suggest you move, balls up.
And it's going to be an
The
open site.
Reckoning.
Yep. It's going to be quite easy
It's
in the
so
end.
free.
Yep. Nano Swarms too, not even towards the top, and they could just wait this out here as it's pretty much an open site.
Okay, catching the flank. Good read by Redux, but someone was swinging wider than he thought. 3 though, and I think DarkZero want this. They're coming out ahead with Sheriffs and
2v2. Oh,
barely
dude,
anything in the
fuck.
tank.
Rip.
But Oxygen just have to not choke this, right? Stellar creeping up right next to the spike with someone above him. Turns and burns on Mitch. Knows Verno's on the flank. Sees the recon as evidence. But he knows that, well, Verno's just gonna play his life until the last second. Gets it halfway. Stellar, the mind games. But it's looking too late for Stellar to win. Oh, yeah. Too late for him to win the round. Oxygen 10-2 in the half.
It started off so well too when they had a mixed buy or high risk, high reward kind of thing that they're trying to do. The econ was so low following the rifle that was saved from that previous round.
Is tough.
So they tried to go for that triple
This is
stack
super
in
tough.
that area. I probably would have won.
Halftime speech time.
Damn it! Sorry, guys.
right? Definitely.
Come on, all right,
everybody. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Right, we're gonna make. Set us.
Wait,
Right.
there he goes.
We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've come too far. There's too much to lose. We've got to keep our composure.
That's what I want to hear in Discord right now. That's what I want in their Discord right now. I want that.
Yeah, just the harbor.
That
finish
energy.
is what really sealed the deal for me
Out
on
of
offense,
Stellar.
at least. And
Why is
at
he
least on
sunburned?
Lotus,
I don't know. I
when
don't fully
Oxygen
remember the
were
movie.
open,
I
it was
just
8-4.
remembered I
There
wanted
was
that
a bit of a
scene.
buffer there. But a
Just
couple of
knew I
rounds
wanted
away
that
for
scene.
Oxygen to send DarkZero out of Challengers playoffs.
That's true. They are on.
DarkZero dashing
Come on, come on.
across. Good start.
How does he even get one?
And Corey will get the trade. And Mitch puts down a cove so he can cross
Ooh,
safely into
14.
mid-cut. He does get vulnerable by a snake bite. DarkZero take a second to collect themselves, and once the wall comes down, they could be faced with a lot of
Ooh, we got the
Oxygen
shot
members.
kill on the
Now having to
harbor.
turn to face the Sova utility throne. DarkZero find cover. Make sure to keep their attention on someone like Redux
Okay.
on the high ground who's
They're all
used the
here.
dash.
Plants going in. No one to
Now the
stop
plant
it.
goes down, and Oxygen
Jeez.
can't prevent it. Not being a person
Okay.
down with walls up.
No
No
util. One
util.
shock actually on
Oxygen have
Stellar.
to swing at the same time or wait out the wall, and
110 on
time is
Corey
of the
here.
essence.
That's
DarkZero
very
need
big.
every round they can get, and this is how they can collect a few rounds to get back
54.
into the series. And Redux is left in a 1v2 and already made
One
his
shot
job a bit
until we
easier
did.
with one. One could be around the yellow box, and it's a crossfire between Corey and We Did. And Redux is good, but I don't know how good. And
Shot.
DarkZero on the board.
Much needed pistol round and beautiful
Okay.
plays that came out from DarkZero. And I just want to commend how good the util's being utilized by the Viper at this point for DarkZero. When they've been stalled long enough by Oxygen with the util that was being thrown on the defensive side, when they still have control of yellow and you're waiting for the next cycle of fuel to come up, instead of pulling the wall up for a plant, they wanted to move in and go for a stick while having players watching their backs. Because what would happen instead if
They
you
really
pull up
need
the
these
wall
two
and went
duelists
for
to
a
come
plant
alive
directly,
here.
all the players have
Like-
already rotated across. That gives them an
Oh
even
God,
better
quad
opportunity to
stack
swing
out.
out and go for a kill, and then potentially swing around back in your favor. So you leverage the wall to fall back instead.
Corey, first blood, DarkZero
Oh
are met
my
halfway. Oxygen build the wall and help Redux dash out and not get to
Stellar
safety.
2 off ult. Give the ult.
DarkZero.
No,
Catch the
no, Adder.
ponytail, or I guess I should say the bun of Redux on the jet. So now DarkZero have a shock bolt left, 2 away from the Hunter's Fury and the spike in hand. As Oxygen hope to just react to hearing the spike, but Verno,
I haven't done my
Tapper,
pick'ems
and
yet.
Mitch are all tagged up as we did.
Stellar 1 off ult.
The best bodyguard money can buy. It's on the other side of the wall as soon as it emerges. Great
Oh,
stack
bro.
from Oxygen. They give themselves the advantage, but it's still a retake that's gonna be hard to do now that you've let DarkZero get back to yellow box, and even back towards spawn. As Oxygen just hoping to have the right timing once this harbor wall goes down, and with the cove trying to
Oh
get
my God.
the spike halfway.
Oh, thank
Adder.
goodness, Adder.
Slap to the face.
Thank goodness.
And cleans up the third.
Oh my
DarkZero
God.
with the second round and a half.
And that's exactly what would happen when that wall comes down. Players waiting just
Oh my
behind and
God.
defeating
Not
Weeded,
even
trying to
close.
lurk up for a kill.
Not
But at
even
the end,
close.
this
Not
ends
even
up being
think
a
they were
very
losing that for a
very
second.
pretty. Ends up being a
It was
pretty good,
Good
exactly. A
God,
pretty good
dude.
eco that came out from Oxygen. No
I
matter
thought
what,
I
though,
was
to
witness-
damage
yeah.
and take down 3 weapons in their
But it
process,
wasn't close,
and
though,
forcing
so
the hand of Adder
all good.
to make such a big play coming down from his side to kill those 2 guys inside the gulag that was placed up by Mitch, and allowing that round to be won here
All
for
right.
DarkZero. But their bonus round is not going to be the best.
Some
2
silver
Guardians,
pressure over
3
here,
Vandals
early
against
drone
an
going
up
through
already
harbor
up for
shit.
Redux, and he has full control of A site.
Can DarkZero mount the most
I'm guessing he
insane
didn't get the
comeback?
tag because
They did it before
that
when
harbor
they went
didn't
back
move.
on offense on Lotus. A little quick jump peek from Corey.
Corey holding it.
Knowing an op from Redux is there. Oh, he almost had a collider. Redux almost died. The what ifs, but both teams come out with all 5 still intact. At the Lear as DarkZero take this step by step. Redux ping now knowing where the op is important information for DarkZero as how they want to approach it. And they
no.
set B-Dog up
Those
on the
nanos were
perch, but
really.
right down low is
Oh
taken out.
God.
There is the collapse. And DarkZero just stacked up and really
man.
tested Redux in that moment, but he gets the last laugh, and Adder is the last one left with Spike on the other side,
No shot.
and a lot of trouble too. Now he's just sandwiched. Say goodbye to him. Oxygen up to 11. 2 more before they knock one of our best challenger teams out of playoffs.
And this, once again, may be the same storyline towards the end for Oxygen against DarkZero on this map of Icebox, as this was probably the best nanoswarms timing that you had from Dapper, that not only burnt down
I wish they picked a
forced him
different
out of
map.
the A tower and
Fuck,
kind
dude.
of forced DarkZero to be swinging out to try to help out B-Dog and go for trades, and that's where you saw Redux getting collapsed, getting kills, and no information that DarkZero really had moving inside the site. And they're realizing how it's desperate times now. Forced by into the round. Hunter's Fury to follow behind, potentially around the util. But the thing is, it's Stellar with the Hunter's Fury with the spike on his back. I feel they got to give the spike to somebody else so he could actually drone, clear up the spike, clear up the site rather, and have somebody else plant so he could get
I
everything
don't even
ready.
know, man. I don't
in
think
terms
it's
of
like the
rest of the
planting
util.
that's a problem. I think it's like
The last time these two
this
faced
just feels like
on
weird.
Icebox,
They're not even using like
Oxygen
high
won-
lows right
or
there.
sorry,
I guess the
DarkZero
Viper was up top.
lost 13-5. Oxygen won this, and it looks like
I don't feel like
the
they're like
past may just
pouncy enough,
repeat
and I don't
itself.
feel like they like fight for ground
DarkZero
together in
wanna
like the
beat
mid to late round.
allegations, and they'll start by at least getting the spike down. And at
Like
corner
right
two,
now, there need
Corey
to be like a little
doesn't
set
have a
aggression.
leer, but kills could help him truly feast or famine against Oxygen. But they wait and see.
Unfortunately, they have no flashes other than Corey's
Zero on the high
leers,
ground.
and they just have
And
one
around
dart.
this
Like this
tower,
is kind of shit.
Scuba has B-Dog low right ahead. It's an easy finish. The DarkZero are weakened, and Redux doesn't get the one shot with the op, and he drops. It's a 3v3. DarkZero fight tooth and nail to protect the spike, and it's all up to Stellar, who'll have to upgrade his gun to a Guardian, but Verno lasts just longer. And Oxygen, match point, series point.
And you saw what was going to happen there. Perfect utility on the top of a post plan. And Oxygen just waited and waited. You know that there was only one nano on there. The high tech came up. You're forcing out util to be popped very early, so you have something to try to delay and try to run the clock down with the Hunter's Fury. But while the Hunter's Fury is going through and the high tech kind of just split the site in two, literally, nobody on the left side could swing out and fight on the ones tapping on the spike and allow here
It's
Oxygen
so sad.
to get map and
I can't
series
believe one of these
point and
teams is
eliminate
out.
DarkZero here
Obviously,
and move
it
forward in
looks
the
like
lower
that's gonna be
brackets
DZ.
of challengers. Another broken buy now for DarkZero. A 2-2-1, just trying to go for heroic
Triple
plays
setup
and
here.
stay alive in this
Working
game.
mid
Look
with
at where the
two.
spike is. They're just trying to commit to try to punish
All
where
right, B-Dog
Oxygen
broke
could be.
turret right
and
now. That
hoping to
allows
punish
this lurk to
Oxygen
happen.
on mishaps,
Rune's coming in,
mispositioning.
yup.
And so
Attention
far
to
it's not.
detail,
The
he
Owl Drone's
knows.
already going to see we did.
Oh, he's gonna get spam. So
Now
smart.
it's Lockdown,
Oh,
Blade Storm.
he
No
knew he would take
Hunter's
that burst
Fury,
and that he would
that's
just
off
swing
the
window.
board. Now that Verno is gone, it's an important first blood, something to get DarkZero back on their feet. They were undefeated on this map in the season, even beating down Blinn 13-3.
Yikes.
They were so confident after their results from week 4 to choose this map against Oxygen.
Okay.
But that
4-4.
advantage is now gone with that trade from Mitch. And DarkZero are set up
The fucking
on
Viper
A.
here is a
Blade
problem.
Storm from Redux.
Oh no.
With the op in hand too.
Oh no.
Lockdown from Dapper. And Corey has been caught. Scuba
so
is just
cooked.
invisible. And Oxygen have not stopped tearing DarkZero apart. Stellar. It's looking dim. It's looking grim. And it's an Oxygen win to move on in playoffs.
What is it?
13-4.
Yo.
Decimation in the DarkZero camp.
And that is such a different story from the first map that we've seen here between these two teams, and Oxygen just continued foot on the gas, driving through DarkZero.
That was
in the
fucking
second
bars,
map
no?
on DarkZero's map pick.
That was
and
kinda
unfortunately
bars.
now eliminating DarkZero. A great run no matter what though for Oxygen, but also an even better run for DarkZero from stage 1 to
she
stage
was
2.
just like
Remember, this is also
the
a
night
team
before.
that was unsigned for 2 years of challengers so far. Finally had an opportunity, finally had
The
an
night before she was
organization like
cooking that up,
DarkZero
for
that
sure.
gave him a chance finally to play as a
100%.
team in a house and try to compete through. But unfortunately, it ends now, and I'm hoping that we're going to see the same roster next year around, and I'm also hoping to see Read It again next year around.
Yeah, and he said it was they wanted one last ride together. Whatever happens,
Bummer.
they were gonna do it as a team.
Yeah.
And DarkZero did that. One of the longest
Don't say
challenges
that.
overtimes we have seen
Don't say
in
that.
years. To put Oxygen on the brink of defeat on their flawless map, to just falling over on Icebox when Oxygen took full control.
Welcome
An
to
incredible
MIBR.
series. It's sad to see DarkZero go, but exciting to see what awaits Oxygen. Would it be another grand final win? I don't know. They're stuck in the lower bracket, but I want to hear from the desk. So let's go tune in.
Who did? We did.
What?
Much love to the guys at DarkZero as they try to fight on the second map, but it is Oxygen the ones who take the win and they move forward on the bracket, on this lower bracket run that we've talked about. And Emily, we talked about it. It was a map one that was so exhausting. Could have been even 2 maps. And for the last one, I think for this map of Icebox was just all the control that Oxygen had to close it out.
I know. I feel like it was just energy draining. It's so difficult as a player to reset when you don't have much time on that much OT, and I feel like that really hurt DarkZero overall because, I mean, Icebox is a really good map choice for them, and you could just tell that they just couldn't find an answer, I feel like, against what Oxygen Esports was doing. The half was 10-2,
Redux
so
played
that was
so
really difficult.
Wait, let's actually pull up the
They
stats
started on their
for that
best side too, so it's
What
just
did Redux
it's really
end with?
heartbreaking. Honestly, I think we're all rooting for DarkZero, but Oxygen Esports is just stronger at the end of the day for right now. And I mean, Redux is one of my favorite players to watch, and it shows. He's just constantly shining.
Damn,
He's
dude.
constantly consistent, and overall, they just
4-1
take the
first
dub.
bloods. Scuba
And it
actually.
seems like
how
we
did
thought
it,
that this
man?
was gonna go
What
the
the
3
fuck?
maps, and although the rounds
I thought Redux
could
played
have
an
pushed us to
amazing
the
map.
3
How the
maps, it
fuck
was only
did
the
Scuba
2 Gompers that
kills
ends
him?
up going in the way of Oxygen, so they move
Mitch's
forward on this
Yuta
bracket.
was
A
goated, by
DarkZero
the
that
way.
we've talked about. So unfortunately, we have
This
to say
was
goodbye
a
to
really
them
good
on
Harbor
this year,
performance
but
by
they
Mitch.
had an amazing run. They had this team, as
I
we
also
remember,
thought Mitch had a
the
lot of
Turtle
impact here,
Troop
too.
That was unsigned, no coach, just playing
Dude,
for the
remember the
passion, for the
Seas
love
Brimble
of the game.
where he
And then they
jumped
get
across
picked up by
B main?
DarkZero, who gave them a home,
Holy.
and they have this run that ends today.
God, that feels
They
like
faced a
forever
lot of
ago.
complications within challengers, and I think
That feels like forever ago.
with knowing that, hey, this might be our last.
No, I don't think I'm on the Harbor Glaze. But I was just saying he played a really good Harbor. Like, his walls are really good. He didn't fuck anything up. He used stuff at the right times. And that's literally what Harbor's all about. Like, he even slightly changed some of the meta walls. That way his are a little bit better. The final score of which one? Like, Icebox? Dude, it was... Let's see. Lotus 20 to 18. Icebox 13 to 4.
Especially after all of those rounds of overtime, after continuing to have that undefeated map of Lotus for that second split and now playoffs, and then going to the map of Icebox where they're able to dominate that 13 to 4. That is the end of this match, but it's not over yet. We're gonna send it to the series highlights, and when we come back, we have an interview with Redux.
I mentioned it yesterday, guys, but I actually have to dip after this series today. Our 1 hour break between games. Do you guys want me to send you right now to T-Dog? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Cause they didn't. Yeah, they'll come back to the desk and stuff. Cause T-Dog is like, I think, the only one co-streaming with me right now. I'm sorry. And then it's looking like, I actually feel so terrible doing this and saying this. I can't believe it. Let's see. So right here is where we are. Okay. So the 29th, this game, I'm going to have to miss this game too. I will catch this game. This game will be on stream. But I'm doing something for the Rays cosplay at this time. So I can't make this game. It's kind of devastating. But Yeah. Can I watch my cosplay? No, this is different.
Well, I want to say congratulations. And second, I want to
You'll
talk about
see.
right into that first map. It was insane. An overtime that it seems like it was never going to end.
I'll have
What
a
is
cosplay. I could do
what is
that,
the pressure and the emotions like when you're going into these rounds of overtime that seemed like they were never going to end?
Well, first of all, thank you. And for like the OT games, like I don't know, like nerves, pressure-wise, it was like still 0-0 to me. I wasn't really thinking about the score, even when we were down, like, and we needed 3 to win, like 17-18, for instance. But to be honest, I just stuck to thinking it's 0-0. I don't think about the score, and you know, we were able to win. That was a very close map, very scary.
Kinda sounds like Austin, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna send you
And
guys
when
to
we see
T-Dog
that
though.
play to close it out, is you getting a 3K.
Everyone, bye.
Is
Thanks for
that
tuning in.
decision?
Sorry again,
Because
I'm missing
for
this
all
next
those
game.
overtimes, we saw kind of the
Especially
back-to-back
sorry to
between
the
all of
players
the
on
players,
TSM and
but that
Blue.
one was you getting
I
your
always feel
moment
bad
for
when
the
for the
3K
players.
to close it
I
out.
like
Was
missing
that
emotions.
just
But,
that individual decision
yeah,
that you
I'll
had,
see you
or was the
guys
game plan just to continue
not
pushing with
tomorrow.
the team and close it out that way?
Maybe Monday. We'll see. I
We
might
were
do. I
just-
might do
I was
it.
not gonna let them
stream
come
of
out
it.
a main for free, so I was
But
fighting.
definitely gonna see you guys Monday.
And I probably would've been
And
4K,
everyone
but
have
our
a safe
results are pretty
weekend.
bad. That was
If
a
I
little
don't stream.
embarrassing, but
Love you
yeah,
guys.
I was letting
Bye.
them know that they can't come out A on me.
That's just a way.